We go as far as Wilmington, and
Okay.
we have customers up there, and we've been all around. We go down as far as Ocean City.
That's great. And somebody said a gift certificate would be an awesome gift because you're going to make somebody's car look phenomenal, right?
Yeah, the gift certificates are just absolutely fantastic, especially for Christmas coming up. It's just a unique gift. It's something that lasts a while. When somebody gives a gift certificate, they feel so valued that somebody thought that much of them.
They do. What is the telephone number? You can go online, zlooks.com. You can book online and everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's totally online thing, zlooks.com. And then how do we call you? This is important. If you're listening right now, you can just call Mark at zlooks.
Direct call is 302-519-8428.
302-519-8428.
And then Zelux has a little something here for Dan.
Is it Chinese food?
It could be.
It's in a little Chinese food container. Look at that. What is it? Let's see. Oh, cool. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a necktie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I am talking about. Talk about a gift you're not going to forget. A Z-Looks necktie. I am putting it on. I will wear it for the rest of the morning. How about that?
The one last thing that we do is...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Every time we clean a vehicle, we plant trees. We plant a tree per vehicle with AmericanForest.org.
Really?
And we've been doing that right from the beginning, a little over 4 years ago. So we've planted, I don't know, a couple thousand trees.
Oh, man. That's pretty cool. zlooks.com. Mark Quigley, our guest. Thank you, Mark. And we love having you as a sponsor. And people have been responding, and I had to, call. People call, what's the name of that auto detailing guy? Okay, 302-519-8428. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, he's been at it a long time. I love that story. What's that, Jim?
I was going to say, I'm a big fan of having vehicles cleaned. I have mine cleaned at least once a week. But I wanted to say, if you're out there and you're listening and you're just having a bad week, there's nothing like getting your vehicle detailed. You feel better once it's done. A clean car will really change your outlook on the rest of the day and the rest of the week. It really makes a difference.
Love it.
So,
all right.
Kind of like therapy.
Thank you very much. This is the Dan Gaffney program here on Delaware 105.9. Another topic we've been talking about today, the debate. And last night's vice presidential debate, been getting your reaction at 839-1059. How do you bring that back to life?
You got to hit it with a
The
hammer.
tablet?
It's $5.
$5.
Right, every $5.
We have interesting back and forth in the Senate race between the Democrats and independent Alex Pires. Phenomenal, almost unbelievable, unheard of reaction yesterday to a Democrat complaint against Alex Pires. Alex fires back with just an unbelievable statement, which I will read to you later. And another story we're tracking in the Delaware News Journal today, they're on a story that we had been mentioning about Eric Bodenweiser. The News Journal writes, Delaware State Police are... A pop-up ad came on. Delaware State Police are investigating Republican State Senate candidate Eric Bodenweiser, the Georgetown nominee who received the endorsement of former Tea Party candidate Christine O'Donnell 2 weeks ago. The focus of the criminal investigation remains unclear, the News Journal says, according to those questioned by state police, including Bodenweiser's brother. But some Sussex County Republican leaders say they're concerned that Bodenweiser has skipped out on campaign events after hosting a high-profile fundraiser that featured an appearance by O'Donnell, the 2010 GOP Senate candidate. Some have called his recent behavior bizarre. Bodenweiser's brother Paul, who lives in Tennessee, said he was questioned at length last week by a Delaware State Police detective seeking information on his brother. He would not disclose the nature of the conversation, but said that there's absolutely nothing concerning my brother that would surprise me. They've had bad blood. There's more to this article. I'll share it with you coming up. We're live at Jimmy's Grill. Back in a minute, following the news of the day at the breakfast table in Bridgeville, Delaware 105.9.
It's like having a CBS News app right there on your dashboard.
Check in for a quick update on the hour throughout your busy day. The new Delaware 1059.
And time now for a look at your three-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties from the Delaware 1059 Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Because they're asking about what happened to you.
Sunshine mixed with some clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow's going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 1059 Weather Center.
Thanks, Maggie. Delaware 1059 News Time 6:30. I'm Mark Fauser. A man and woman who helped to move and bury the body of a murder victim have been sentenced to prison. 32-year-old Tia Johnson and 38-year-old Clarence Jackson entered what's known as Alford pleas yesterday to being accessories after the fact in a 2007 slaying of 26-year-old Christine Shetty of Milford. Jackson sentenced to 30 years, Johnson 7.5. Justin Hato of College Station, Texas, was sentenced to life without parole last year for the killing of Shetty. Went missing in 2007. Her body found in 2010 on the grounds of a bed and breakfast in Snow Hill. Wildlife officials say a disease spread by biting flies has killed about 130 white-tailed deer in the state. The Division of Fish and Wildlife said the outbreak of episodic hemorrhagic disease started about 6 weeks ago. Officials say about 74 dead deer have turned up in Sussex County's Redden State Forest. Hunters and farmers are asked to report any dead deer they find to the Division of Fish and Wildlife. CBS News covers the nation and the world with a look at the vice presidential debate at 6:31 on Delaware 1059.
Well, their weakness. CBS News update. I'm Dave Barrett. The vice presidential debate last night in Danville, Kentucky. Joe Biden facing Paul Ryan. Just get out of the way. Stop talking about
their weaknesses. They want to get
show me something. Show me a policy. Ryan warned.
The next time you hear them say, "Don't worry about it, we'll get a few wealthy people to pay their fair share," watch out, middle class. The tax bill is coming to you.
Taxes, the economy, foreign policy, and more, all up for discussion. Polling analyst Fred Backus on a CBS Instant poll. He says it showed voters related better to Biden.
50% of these voters said Joe Biden won the debate. Just 31% said Paul Ryan did, and 19% said it was a tie.
These voters in Milwaukee watched the debate.
Vice President Biden really stuck to Paul Ryan and asked him about the effects his plan will have on Medicare.
Hello,
really
Dave.
Sure
good morning.
Good morning.
American
people understood that Paul Ryan's plan for that program are not right for the middle class.
I don't need the smiles. I don't need the smirks. I don't need the laughs. I just wanted to hear the words.
CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett.
Thursday from 3 to 7, join us for the Jared Moore Show live at Inside Homes' beautiful model home in the villages of 5 Points on Savannah Road in Lewis. Meet Rob Lyle.
Hey, I'm Rob from Inside Homes. Come on down and see me and Jared, and we'll go over what makes Inside Homes one of the most energy efficient and comfortable homes in the country.
Oh, what do you do to get
geothermal? Stop by, meet Eric from Weber Well Drilling and Geothermal. Here to answer questions about how geothermal works and how it can save you money on heating and cooling your home. It's the Jared Moore Show live at Inside Homes, model in the villages of 5 Points, Lewis, Thursday from 3 to 7. For more information, go to Delaware1059.com.
Coldwell Banker Preferred, 302-234-1888.
Hi, it's great to be back on the air in Sussex County with Dan Gaffney. I'm Joe Connor, and I'm back, and so is the real estate market. Things are improving, but there's still lots of opportunities to be found. I have 9 great investment homes in Milford. All of them are generating over $9,000 annual revenue, and they're priced from the 60s to the 90s. Buy one, buy them all. South of Milford, we have bank-owned property in Harpstone Manor. It's a great country life community.
I don't think it did, no,
and
it did not.
Heritage Shores over in Bridgeville, a wonderful golf community, there's a great one as well. Both of these are about to be released for sale. Call for details. Call me, Joe Connor, 302-559-4688, or go to www.joeconnor.com. I would love to help you sell your property. If we do it right, we do it professionally, we'll get you the highest possible price in the shortest possible time. Give me a call, 302-559-4688, or www.joeconnor.com.
All right, here we are, Delaware 1059, and the Dan Gaffney program. We're in Bridgeville at Jimmy's Grill, Apple Scrapple Festival. Just a minute, Dave Hill is going to be on the air. We're talking about a story run by the News Journal today. Jonathan Starkey, James Fisher. Delaware State Police are investigating Republican State Senate candidate Eric Bodenweiser. And it's, according to the News Journal, they write it in this way. They say the focus of the criminal investigation remains unclear, according to those questioned by state police. We were up to the point where the police just recently called Bodenweiser's brother Paul, who would not disclose what the nature of the investigation was, except to say there's absolutely nothing concerning my brother that would surprise me. The article continues, the brothers' relationship has soured to the point that Paul Bodenweiser maintains a website to campaign against Eric Bodenweiser's Senate campaigns. Paul Bodenweiser has disclosed on his website that he was questioned by police about his brother, but removed the item in recent days. The News Journal spoke to others familiar with the investigation, including another person questioned by state police. They asked not to be identified. Bodenweiser has not returned telephone messages left by the News Journal since late last week. He said in a telephone interview earlier last week that he was not aware of allegations that would warrant a police investigation. Delaware State Police does not discuss whether they are conducting criminal investigations, quote, as to not compromise the integrity of any interviews or investigative measures utilized to thoroughly and comprehensively investigate any crime, according to spokesman Sergeant Paul Shavik. Bodenweiser has been seen at a few public events since the fundraiser. His campaign paid $75 to reserve a table at Wings and Wheels, a classic car and airplane show Saturday in the heart of his 19th Senate district, but those attending found the spot empty. Bodenweiser also was noticeably absent at a candidate forum on Tuesday, hosted by the American Legion in Millsboro, which falls within his district. Bodenweiser's absence is perplexing Sussex County Republicans, who had been split after he defeated sitting Senator Joe Booth in the primary. If you're going to be the party's nominee, you better show up to debates and forums, especially if they're in your district, said Vance Phillips, a Sussex County councilman and former vice chairman of the state GOP. If he's not going to participate in the campaign, he needs to drop out. Roughly 50 Sussex County Republicans attended Bodenweiser's fundraiser, attended by O'Donnell. Bodenweiser spoke at that event, delivering a socially conservative message. In order to turn the nation around, we're going to have to get back to the Bible in our schools, he said, and we're going to have to start honoring marriage and families. The other thing we've got to do, we've got to stop abortion. O'Donnell, who handed Bodenweiser a $600 check at the fundraiser, could not be reached for comment Thursday. Brian Pettyjohn, hold on, I'm reading this off a tablet that is not mine, so I'm not that adept. Brian Pettyjohn, the former Republican mayor of Georgetown, entered the race against Bodenweiser last week as a write-in candidate, saying he was not pleased by either candidate. Democrat Jane Hovington also will appear on November's ballot. Pettyjohn said he was not asked by anyone in the Republican establishment to join the race, and he called Bodenweiser's recent absences unusual. To have him pretty much disappear, not to be reachable, not to be out there campaigning, it's highly bizarre, Pettyjohn said. From my perspective, I'd really like to know if Eric intends on continuing his campaign. If he doesn't continue on his campaign, it would change my campaign strategy. It would behoove the party for him to make up his mind on what he's going to do. Not all Republicans are concerned. Duke Brooks, a Sussex County GOP spokesman, said Bodenweiser remains the party's nominated candidate. We hope that he prevails, Brooks said. There you go. And so it goes. News Journal stepping into at least the part that we had mentioned a couple of days ago, that the police are looking into some allegations, which are just that, allegations. And as I said, my opinion, my commentary was, this is a horror story. If because of the seriousness of the allegations, if he's not, if he didn't do it, it's a horror story because people are speaking about these allegations. It's horrible for him personally. And if they are true, it's also a horror story. So no matter how you look at it, it's actually an incredible tragedy and a personal tragedy. And this is a time when somebody like Eric and those accusing Eric and his family and everybody else involved need prayer for a peaceful outcome, a truthful outcome. However, on a political level, I think it's highly unusual as well. And if you are calling yourself a leader and someone who wants to lead the 19th district, I think you need to say something about this article and the other stories that are circulating. What do you think about that, Matt?
It's hard to say. I tell you what, it's hard to say what I would do as a Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, but you're campaigning on the fact that you're going to be open. You're going to have my cell phone there. Or I will meet with you. We're going to talk on the steps of Leg Hall each week, and there's no hiding from anything.
I agree. I agree. And like I say, it's hard to say what I would do, but what I would say is I would like to see him address it, or at least get out there and campaign. But there again, it's easy for me to say what I would do. I'm not in that position. Yeah, I think I agree with you. The entire thing's unfortunate. No matter whichever direction it goes, just the allegation enough is enough to be very detrimental. It's curious. Well, I find it curious. The article, it starts out saying that they're investigating him, and then a couple paragraphs later it says Delaware State Police does not discuss.
Yeah,
that they're investigating.
They are investigating him.
Yes, and
I mean, when you talk to people who say, "Yeah, I've talked to the police about Eric," that means they're investigating it.
Yeah.
And the police are calling people to talk about it, right?
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, I guess it's time to come out and I start campaigning and get back to campaigning, or put out some kind of a statement.
What a personal quagmire for him. What a personal
and that's
horror.
what I'm saying. I mean, it's easy for me to say what should happen. I'm not in that position.
All right, thank you. There you go. Just kind of spotlighting the news journal's take on a hot story here in the 19th District. Here is our friend Dave Hill from Outlet Liquors. Our telephone number is 839-1059, 839-1059. And Dave, how are you?
Dan, good morning, and hello, listeners. Doing
great to have you here.
On mornings like this, all is well.
You're going to talk about this festival tomorrow at Outlet Liquors. This is a huge one. Wine, beer, and food tasting festival starts at 12 noon.
Well, we always hold two festivals during the calendar year. This fall one is one of our best ones that we'll ever have, and encourage everyone to come by. It's going to start at noon. We've got over 60 wines you can taste. What I really like about the one tomorrow is we have brought in a lot of new products. So some folks will be able to taste products for the very first time. And it's also good where the folks get a chance to taste the wines before they buy them, to make sure this is what they were looking for in a wine, that they liked it, and to try these new products. It's a great opportunity. We're going to have beer tastings as well for some of the seasonal beers, and we have some spirit tastings as well. So we have
all of this going on in the over 20,000 square foot store.
Yeah,
with all live music too,
laid out throughout the whole store. So we have all these tastings. We have 8 restaurants that will have some highlights off of their menu they want to go. Jimmy's Grill will be there. Ivy, North Beach, Touch of Italy is going to be there. In fact, Touch of Italy is going to be having a bread sale outside the store as well. They're going to set up a tent and sell their bread.
Wow.
We've got...
this is going to be a big thing. I've been to this before. It's a wild time.
And we have Dan, too.
I'm going to be there at noon, right, to broadcast.
Kathy Gorman, Chapel Street Junction. It's tomorrow, noon to 3.
I call it a weekend best bet because everybody that comes there, I watch them. They just have such a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really upbeat crowd, fun, a lot of people.
12 to 3. Encourage everyone to come by.
All right.
So we're getting ready for Halloween, and the wine of the week is a Moselland Riesling.
It's in a Black Cat bottle.
Yeah, the bottle is shaped like a cat, and it's Black Cat. So if you're a cat lover, you can get this, or if you want some a good wine for your Halloween party or bash. The Moselland Riesling, it's $11.99. It's a good Riesling from Germany, which is where the predominant prime Riesling growing area in the world. It's a great bottle, $11.99.
Okay, sounds great.
Ladies' night, we have time for
that's on Wednesdays, right?
5:30 to 6:30. This last week we had Old Bay. Everyone had a great time. This week,
meaning you have a different restaurant. Old Bay was the restaurant.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
This week we have port out of Dewey Beach. So we're very glad to bring by some new restaurants that had not been at these before, but we're going to have port there with 4 items off their menu, paired with 4 wines. 5:30 to 6:30, all free, ladies only. But it's a lot of fun, and it'll be our 179th.
Thank you very much, Dave
All right.
Hill, Outlet Liquors. And that wine of the week is really quite interesting. Bottle shaped like a black cat. Really
And on the
interesting.
Next segment, for sure, the Rusty Rudder Halloween Bash, October 27th.
Yep, we'll spotlight Dewey Beach. All right. Here is Colin Walls. Colin Walls is here from Walls Service Center and BringMeGas.com. Welcome, Colin.
Thank you.
Got two great businesses, and I know sometimes you spotlight one or the other at Walls Service Center or BringMeGas.com.
Yep, we are going to talk about BringMeGas.com.
You deliver propane tanks, and you do so many other things, too. Tell us about it.
We do. So right now what we want to spotlight is propane tanks, and especially the 100-pound propane tanks. A lot of people have fireplaces.
Not 100-gallon, 100-pound.
100-pound, right. So these are tanks that we can actually bring to you full or almost full. You're not allowed to transport them completely full, 90%. So anyway, if you have a fireplace and you have a big tank outside and you only use that tank, a full tank full, once every 3-4 years, you're getting charged a service charge for having that tank there. You're a rental fee for that tank because you don't own the tank. And usually you have to use a tank full in a year to not get charged that. So what we can do is just about for the price of that rental fee, you can purchase one of our tanks. We're going to sell you the tank. Then you're going to have it filled up. We'll fill it up, bring it to you full, and you don't have to pay that service charge anymore. So after the first year, usually, it's paid for itself. Every time you want us to come out and exchange a tank, we'll exchange a tank for you. It's $95 currently, and we're hoping that that's going to stay that price for the rest of the season.
All right. Very good.
And we also do 25-pound or 20-pound tanks.
That's the kind we use at the barbecue grill.
For the barbecue grill, right.
And other things.
Yeah, and other things, but mainly it's barbecue for most people. So we can come out, we can exchange that tank right at your gas grill. We can even hook it up for you and do a leak check on it, make sure everything's good with that. So the best way to reach us is BringMeGas.com. You can order right online. It's a very simple process. Just go there, and it's very easy to figure out. Or you can call us. If you want to give us a call, it's 422-0603.
422-0603. Question quickly from the crowd.
Can you bring that tank to a business, that 95-pound or 100-pound tank?
Yes, you can bring it to us, and we can fill it right there. It's $85 to fill it, or $95 we'll exchange it for you. So it's almost a no-brainer to have us come out and exchange it for you. Also, you can bring 20-pound tank. We'll fill that. It's $17 for us to fill it right at the shop at 220 Northeast Front Street in Milford, Wall Service Center.
But the whole deal is for a few bucks more, they'll just bring it to you and you don't have to worry about it.
Well, the bigger thing where he mentioned that if you don't use enough in a certain period of time, you do have to pay a fee. So that is a very good deal.
BringMeGas.com. BringMeGas.com. 422-0603. Scrapples and apples in Bridgeville at Jimmy's Grill, Delaware 1059. Back in a minute.
They stayed up watching the debate, putting it up. Paid for by Carper for Senate. I'm Tom Carper, and I approve this message.
His record on jobs is second to none. Tom Carper. As governor and now in the Senate, Tom Carper has made job creation and retention his #1 priority. Carper quadrupled the state's strategic fund.
So when you tried to sleep in the
4,000
chair, you
jobs
couldn't
were
fall asleep
protected.
because it was in a different spot.
Carper supported technical and workforce assistance to hundreds of companies and thousands of workers. Carper voted for new trade laws.
Ruth Briggs
that have made
King's
it
coming in
easier
here in
for
about 10
Delaware
minutes.
businesses to sell their goods
BK.
overseas.
You have a question for her?
Helped make it possible for Capital One and Chase to add over 1,700 new jobs. And even Republicans praised Tom Carper's bipartisan efforts that, quote, help the parade of new companies come to Delaware. The result? Delaware's unemployment rate has stayed below the national average. Senator Tom Carper, working hard for Delaware every day.
Are you looking for a home to rent? Could you imagine renting a home on the Rehoboth Bay? Can you see yourself boating with the family, crabbing, or just lounging on your private beach? Bet you may think that's way too expensive, huh? Well, not anymore.
Rehoboth Shores invites you to stop by and see how affordable renting a home in a resort can actually be. Rehoboth Shores manufactured home community. Your rented home near the shore awaits you with a private community building, beach, marina, and boat ramp, some of the area's best crabbing and fishing, pools, basketball court, picnic and playground areas, and so much more. Just minutes away from Rehoboth Beach, golfing, outlet shopping, and great dining. Rehoboth Shores is a beautiful year-round resort community offering year-round rental homes of all sizes. If you're thinking of renting a home, you owe it to yourself to check out Rehoboth Shores, just down Long Neck Road in Millsboro.
Rehoboth Shores, setting a new standard in affordable home rental. Come see why today.
What are you going to do?
Stop in or call 945-1500 or visit RehobothShores.com to learn more.
6:49 on Delaware 105.9. Time for Delaware 105.9 Traffic Watch on this Friday morning with Robin Bryson.
Traffic is still moving very well around the area this morning. Seeing a little bit of an increase in activity on Route 13 through Seaford, both northbound and southbound. Bridgeville also seeing some increased activity, but no real delays or problems this morning. 113 through Georgetown. Haven't seen any delays, anything to be too concerned with there. Kent County, Dover, you're in good shape. Route 13, both north and southbound, so far light activity in both directions. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on the new Delaware 105.9.
On your computer, your iPad, and on your smartphone at Delaware1059.com. We're even on radio. The new Delaware 105.9.
And 3-day forecast being brought to you by Farrell Heating and Cooling. Get up to $1,000 off or 5 years no interest financing with pre-approval. Cut your heating bill in half with a new American Standard system till December 31st. Farrell Cooling and Heating, 302-436-2922.
They're awesome communities. They're the nicest trailer parks I've ever seen.
Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow is going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
I think we can all agree that our government needs an adjustment. You can make the difference. Register to vote at Apple Chiropractic and get your free adjustment. I'm Dr. Mike Sherrill. Join me in making the difference. Apple Chiropractic, MillsboroChiropractor.com, 644-4920.
Brandon, you have to help me. My old car is sucking the life out of me.
Take it easy. Bring your throw trade and get a $7,000 discount off any select new key in stock.
Ah, now that is something I can sink my teeth into. Get it?
Right now, get a $7,000 discount off any select new Kia in stock with any trade at Holly Kia in Selbyville or Felton. Drive home the award-winning new 2013 Kia Optima for just $199 per month, or a hot new 2013 Kia Soul for just $169 per month. And all new Kias are backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Plus, if you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve your credit. Only at Holly Kia, with 2 great locations on Route 13 in Felton and at Route 113 and 54 in Selbyville.
Remember, Jim wants to see you in a Halloween Kia, so come visit us at hollykia.com today.
Qualified applicants, 36 monthly, 24.99 and exception with tax tag adoption. Discount includes all factory rebates.
Are you looking to improve your career? Mr. Sparky Electric is hiring drug-free, background check, qualified technicians. If you're courteous, dependable, and looking for a positive work environment, call Mr. Sparky Electric at 410-629-0004. That's 410-629-0004.
Hi, I'm Charlie with Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician. I want to share with you some of our fall savings, like our whole house surge protection for $175. If you buy a ceiling fan, we will install it for $75. And for this fall's best savings, for $25, we will change out a receptacle or a switch, or an owner-supplied light for $25. That's right, just $25. To take advantage of the home savings, call Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician, at 410-629-0004 or 302-877-0770. And remember, we're on time, you'll see, or the repair is free.
Here we are live at Delaware 105.9 in Bridgeville at Jimmy's Grill. The breakfast here is phenomenal. And if you want to do apple pancakes, they're doing that with Scrapple. It's an awesome special. They have T.S. Smith & Son apple cider from right down the road being served here at Jimmy's Grill right on Route 13 in Bridgeville. You can also enter on Main Street in Bridgeville, and it's also Apple Scrapple Weekend, and there'll be a lot of people in town tomorrow. Make sure you visit Jimmy's Grill for an excellent meal. It's the place you've heard so much about. And now, let's go to Joe Connor. You know, Friday when we do these live shows, we spend a minute and talk real estate for the area. And Joe Connor is our man on real estate this morning, JoeConnor.com. Joe, good morning to you.
Good morning, and how are you, Dan?
Feeling good. Anxious to hear what you have. I know you're anxiously feverishly listing properties and selling properties. What's going on today?
Well, we are, and we've been talking about the fall being a great time to list property, and it is. And we've been talking about the real estate market getting quite a bit better, and it has. But there are still some among us that have some problems and still have maybe have property where they owe a little more money than the property is worth, and they may be needing to do something about that. If that's the case, we can help. One of the ways we can help is to explore all of the possibilities out there, all of the programs, all of the loan modifications, all of the things that can be done for somebody to hang on to their home if they owe more on to its worth and they'd like to hang on to it, maybe to fix their loan, do something to be able to hang on to the home. But some folks do decide after exploring all the options to sell the house, and we can help with that. And we can help somebody get through the short sale process. The bad news is that some folks need to do that. The good news is, with the improvement of the market, it's a little easier to get that property sold and to get out of the property if that's what somebody needs to do in the shortest possible time and get the highest possible price so that that situation can be resolved. And we would love to help folks with that. You can find me at 302-559-4688. On the other side of the coin, there are some tremendous buys out there. There are properties out there that you can get at 30% of what they were worth just a couple of years ago. You can get those properties for a great price. Those properties are out there and available and on the market, and we'd love to help you with that as well. So, it's really, while everything isn't perfect in the real estate market, the improvement in the real estate market can help folks that do have issues getting their property sold or needing to sell their property at a little bit of a loss in a situation where they can get that done and get on with their lives and move on and get that situation cleared up.
Right, and you can find more at JoeConnor.com, and again, the number 302-559-4688. That's correct, isn't it, Joe?
Yes, it is. And, I hope everybody has a great Apple Scrapple weekend. I'll be getting down there soon. I was in town yesterday doing some work, and I'm looking forward to about 3 weeks from now, 3 weeks less one day, and the election will be over, and you and I will be hanging out in Georgetown and having some fun at Return Day.
Yeah, I heard that. They asked me if we wanted to repeat our joint work together at Return Day, and I'm glad that you're able to do that. I need.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I'm really excited for it. And Return Day is one of the great traditions. We're in the heat of the election battle right now, and there's a lot of controversy, to say the least. And in Delaware, we have this great tradition of calming down, getting together, realizing that we're all part of the same community, and moving on. And it's such a great tradition, and I'm really glad that I'm going to be able to participate again this year.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe, and I'll see you there.
I'll see you in a week or two.
Yeah, absolutely. JoeConnor.com, JoeConnor, JoeConnor.com, and again, 302-559-4688. 302-559-4688. All right. So we have a lot of things. We've been talking about the debate last night. I'm also talking about that News Journal article concerning Eric Bodenweiser in the 19th District. Anybody on the round table have a comment on that? I think Matt Opaleski started off by saying, I don't know if we got that comment on Mike or not. You said the article was basically junk, I think is what your comment was. Nobody wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole. We're coming up on a break. Here we go. We got 30 seconds. Quick 30 seconds. Go.
I think it was a lot of... of course, it's speculation now anyway, but to write an article that really doesn't say anything other than bringing up stuff that everybody already knows. Yeah, he had a fundraiser with Christine O'Donnell.
Right.
The article starts off saying that they're investigating, and then the fourth or fifth paragraph says the Delaware State Police doesn't talk about investigation.
I got you. All right. We got to go. News time.
Delaware 105.9 news time at 6:59. I'm Mark Fauser in the News Center. Here's a look at some of our top stories. The Delaware Democratic Party's filed a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission alleging violations of campaign finance laws by independent candidate Alex Pires, who's seeking to unseat Democratic Senator Tom Carper. The complaint, dated Wednesday of this week, alleged Pires, a wealthy lawyer and Delaware businessman, passed out free food and drink from bars and restaurants he owns at campaign events without disclosing any payments to those businesses for the food and staff time used. Democrats also allege Pires violated federal law by accepting prohibited corporate in-kind contributions. In response, Pires launched into a personal attack on Carper and said the complaint related to pieces of chicken he offered to, quote, old ladies at one of his restaurants. Coming up following CBS News, top of the hour, we'll tell you about sentences in connection with the murder of a Milford woman who was found dead several years ago. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis, Delaware 105.9. It's 7 o'clock.
Delaware 105.9 and Delaware 105.9. The Biden-Ryan vice presidential debate is giving American voters a lot to talk about with just 25 days left before Election Day. They teed off on tax cuts, Medicare, social issues, and, as CBS's Peter Mayer tells us, defense and foreign policy.
Vice President Biden defended U.S. economic pressure on Iran in a tense exchange with Paul Ryan.
When Governor Romney's asked about it, he said, we got to keep these sanctions. When he said, well, you're talking about doing more, what you're going to go to war? Is that what you want to do now?
We want to prevent war.
Foreign policy dominated nearly half the debate. The vice president defended administration efforts, while Paul Ryan said the Obama worldview is unraveling. Peter Mayer, CBS News, Danville, Kentucky.
In a CBS News poll, 50% of undecided voters said Biden got the better of Ryan. 31% said Ryan won. The rest called it even. Brian Montopoli is with CBSNews.com.
Republicans are very critical of Joe Biden. They think he was smirking too much. But really, this election, it's a polarized country. It's about exciting your base. And Joe Biden got Democrats very, very excited.
The Biden-Ryan debate was gentlemanly compared to what happened when two Democratic congressmen running for the same California House seat got into it. Brad Sherman, younger and bigger, grabbed Howard Berman by the shoulder. The sheriff's deputy came over and Sherman sat down. The Twitterverse is lit up with strong opinions, pro and con, to the selection of the European Union for the Nobel Peace Prize. EU Commission President José Manuel Barroso makes no apologies.
It is justified recognition for a unique project that works for the benefit of its citizens and also for the benefit of the world.
Here at home, health officials have tracked down most of the 14,000 people who could have received contaminated pain-killing shots. So far, 170 have developed meningitis, 14 have died. Live to CBS's Gary Nunn. What's the latest?
Frank, a savage Minnesota woman is suing the New England Compounding Center.
What are you saying about these picnic tables?
Don, they're not picnic tables today. We're talking about these Adirondack chairs. They got to get out of here. So here's the deal. They were like $100 a piece. Right now, I'm selling them for $75. 2 for $100. They're available at Wellers in Ellendale or Bridgeville. They got to go.
Fun in the sun and outdoor cooking really make for a great summer day. And who can resist the mouth-watering aromas coming from that barbecue grill? But is your outdoor gas grill ready? Got enough propane in that tank? It may be time for a propane exchange from Bring Me Gas Tank Delivery Service. Schedule same-day delivery right to your propane grill anywhere in Kent or Sussex. Call Bring Me Gas at 302-422-0603 or order online at www.bringmegas.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and you know, I always get asked, do you have any used trailers? Today is your lucky day. I got a brand new 6x10 enclosed trailer at a used trailer price. $21.47 gets you a brand new 6x10 enclosed at Wellers in Ellendale or Bridgeville.
Atlantic Aluminum Products in Greenwood, Delaware wants you to know that if you've been waiting for the best time to purchase a sunroom, screen room, or replacement windows, now is the best time.
My wife and I just had a great experience. They met all of our expectations. Can't say enough about the service.
The final price that we were given was the exact price that was estimated.
We're very happy with our sunroom. We use it every day. We don't know why we didn't make up our mind to do it sooner.
Stop waiting. Start living. Call Atlantic Aluminum Products today for a free estimate.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Jim Weller here from Weller's in Ellendale and Bridgeville, talking to you about these energy-efficient eye heaters. They operate on literally pennies a day. So if you need a heater, this is the deal. We're the same price as the internet. They start at $279. Plus, we don't have any sales tax or shipping. Come get them.
Don't let your picnic go to the dogs because you forgot the gas tank. Bring Me Gas will dispatch a uniformed technician right to your grill with a barbecue tank exchange. You've put a lot of time into planning this great picnic, and now everyone can enjoy the beautiful day and the delicious food. Call Bring Me Gas at 302-422-0603 or order online at www.bringmegas.com.
Sentenced 2 people for their roles in the disappearance and murder of a Milford woman. 38-year-old Clarence Jackson's going to prison for 30 years, while 32-year-old Tia Johnson gets 7.5 years behind bars. They were charged as accomplices in the killing of 26-year-old Christine Marie Shetty, who went missing in November 2007 in Pocomoke City. Her remains were found buried in Snow Hill, Maryland in March of 2010 on the grounds of a bed and breakfast. In court, Jackson and Johnson said they were sorry. A Texas man, Justin Michael Hadel, is serving a life prison term for the murder of Christine Marie Shetty, who was a mother of 3.
And you're special.
Well, the state begins its campaign to get Delawareans vaccinated for the upcoming flu season.
Well, the best
You helped me this
thing to
morning
do
putting
as
this
far as
up.
flu shot is get
That
it
was rather handy.
and get it as early as it's available for you.
And you're
because that's
special.
going to help protect you sooner versus later. If you get the flu shot in the midst of flu season, it's not going to protect you as well.
Delaware's Public Health Director, Dr. Carol Rattay, says clinics are being offered around the state where shots are available free of charge. The shot also readily available at pharmacies and through doctors' offices at a cost. For information, visit flu.delaware.gov, and you can find out more at Delaware1059.com. A Milford woman faces charges she battled with police officers after cops investigated reports she was yelling and cursing in the parking lot of Valley Run Apartments. Milford police say 21-year-old Sarah Wilson fought with police who tried to arrest her, and then she tried to run away. She was subdued and brought to police headquarters, where police say she refused to provide fingerprints. Wilson's charged with offensive touching of a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, felony refusal to submit to fingerprints, and disorderly conduct. She's been freed on $1,750 secured bail. And Delaware is welcoming a new group of AmeriCorps volunteers today. They serve purposes similar to the Peace Corps, except on domestic issues. 90 new members to be sworn in today in Dover. Schofield on Sports coming up next. It's 7:06 on Delaware 105.9.
I know. Business owners, you know when the electricity goes out, you have to close. Apple Electric goes beyond the norm for both residential and business customers.
This is Norman Chagru from the Big Fish Grill, Summer House, and Solitaire. Steve Presentino is not just a guy who goes to work every day. Steve and his family are Apple Electric, and as a family business, they embody integrity and service. Steve has been servicing all of our electrical needs, both large and small, for years. He would not consider anyone else.
Apple Electric, for service above and beyond. Call 645-5105.
Making the allegations is phony.
We'll start with high school sports action from Thursday in soccer. Luis Cruz scored twice in a 1-minute span in the first half as Indian River shut out Dover High 3-0. Maximilian Euler scored twice and added an assist as Cape Town's Delmar 4-1. Thomas Allo scored twice, his second goal coming just 20 seconds after Austin Hayward scored to push Cesar Rodney past Woodbridge 3-0. Delmarva Christian beat Salisbury School 3-2. Seaford and Sussex Tech draw 1-1. Milford crushes Lake Forest 10-1. Sussex Central and Polytech play to a 1-1 draw, and Laurel falls to Smyrna 6-2. J.J. Hardy's RBI double in the 13th inning gave the Orioles the lead, and Jim Johnson pitched a perfect inning to record the save as the O's beat the Yankees 2-1 to force Game 5 today at 5:07. The winner advances to the American League Championship Series to face the Detroit Tigers, who won their Game 5 last night over Oakland. The Washington Nationals forced a Game 5 in their National League Division Series as Jason Worth hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth to win it 2-1. Game 5 tonight at 8:37. That's Schofield on Sports on the new Delaware 105.9.
And from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center today, sun mixing with some clouds, breezy, and a high of 68 tonight, a low of 37. We'll get 61 tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. I'm Mark Fauser, Delaware 105.9 News. The Dan Gaffney Show continues now live from Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville on the new Delaware 105.9.
And we're going to talk with State Representative Ruth Briggs King about her re-election campaign in just a moment. She's going to come and get in our guest seat. And in our sponsor hot seat here this morning is Dave Burkholder, Burkholder Buildings. Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm good this morning, Dan. How are you doing?
Oh, let me turn that on there for you. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Got to press the little button. Got to press the little button. There we go.
Okay, am I live now?
You are live.
I'm live and local.
Yeah, live and local at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville doing our live radio show. DelawareGarages.com is your website.
Yes.
And we want to talk about the pole buildings you build and also actually garages, right?
Yes, yeah, we specialize in pole buildings, but occasionally we'll have a customer. I had one last week. She says, hey, is it possible to do like a stick-built garage, or one with a concrete foundation? I'm like, absolutely. We specialize in pole buildings, but we also have a mason that can do our block foundations. And we got a project going up right now on Route 9, right at the dairy farm, the road that runs parallel to Route 9 there at the dairy farm. We just laid the foundation up this week. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at doing a garage and you heard about these pole buildings, but you're not so sure about them, but you want a good block foundation underneath, we can definitely do that. If you have a site that I was out to see a guy and his site, it sloped like 4 feet to the bay, down toward the bay. We can do something like we can use a block foundation there because of the site. It works out great that way. So we're a full service builder. If you, we like to take care of our customers. If this is what you want, we can definitely hook you up with it.
Right, and you are offering things that some of the other advertising pole building people don't do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're, like I said, we're full service. We'll take care of doing all the drawings for you. We'll give you a nice drawing showing exactly what it's going to look like. We pull your permits for you. You don't have to go to Georgetown or Dover to get your permits. We can take care of your excavation. We'll do the electrical for you. We'll do the concrete floor for you. We're doing a lot of garages anymore where we put the insulation on the inside and sheetrock them. We can paint the sheetrock, put the epoxy on the floor so it's completely finished. All you have to do is park your Corvette in it.
I like it. Does it have to be a Corvette though? Could it be a street rod of another? If you got a Dodge Dart or a Fairlane or a Falcon, I see some beautiful cars. I see some beautiful. I bet you do if you're building garages, right? Everybody I build for has some for toy or another. Either it's a cycle or a boat, something. Yeah. I see a lot of fun stuff in my travels. DelawareGarages.com, and so it's good to see you're doing some work out there. We keep hearing good testimonials from people you've done work for, and we encourage anybody to call you. It doesn't cost to have you give them a price and draw something up.
Hey, dreams are always free, and I like to give out. You might not be ready to build right now, but I'd be happy to come out with you and talk with you, figure out exactly what you can build, give you some numbers so that in your planning or talking to the banker, you have a realistic idea of what this thing is going to cost you, and hopefully I'll give you good service so that when you're ready to build, I'm your man.
Thank you very much, Dave Burkholder, Burkholder Buildings, and you're here at Jimmy's Grill. He's going to be hanging out for the next hour or two. If you want to come by and talk with him about a project, you can always catch him here on Friday morning, including this morning. Just come on in and say hi. It's very, very casual. Everybody here is very friendly, and we are happy to have you stop by. And, Dave, people can call you as well.
Yeah, call me on my cell phone. My cell number is 569-1220.
Thank you very much. 569-1220. 1220. Gotcha. Dave Burkholder, Burkholder Building. Ruth Briggs King is here. She is a 37th District State Representative, and she is up for re-election, as all of our state reps are.
Right.
Ruth, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm looking at a map here of this new 37th. Okay,
looks like California in the middle of Delaware.
It does. It's kind of shaped like that. It's interesting. Redistricting doesn't go too well, I think, for the party not in the majority, which would have been the Republicans, and that's you. I mean, they redraw pretty much the whole thing, right? It used to be Georgetown stretching to Lewis.
Correct.
And now it's Georgetown stretching all the way down through Long Neck, which is a totally different area, basically, right? I mean,
correct, yes.
You keep Georgetown, I suppose.
Yeah, parts of Georgetown. Yeah.
Looking at this map, it brings all these new concerns about manufactured housing into your lap, and I think that might have been done by design because of maybe some of your positions on manufactured housing may not, in some people's mind, jive with the Delaware Manufactured Homeowners Association and groups like that. What do you think about all that?
Oh, I think there's no doubt that the district was designed for me, and probably based on some of my, concerns and comments in the past. But I think that, in a way that I'm glad I had the opportunity. The district had really been neglected. There'd been a lot of issues down there that had not been dealt with. And clearly the people that were in control and drew the lines, they didn't want to take care of it. They wanted somebody else to get the work, the yeoman's work, to get it done. And so I'll do that.
All right. The last time we talked, I think it was about a manufactured housing issue, and there was a vote, and you didn't want to vote because there was a conflict of some
Potential
sort.
conflict, that's right. And I came out in advance and said that, because I don't think it's right to just stand up on the floor when the day of vote comes up and say, I won't be voting. I think that voters have a right to know in advance that if there's a potential conflict, that you go up, you stay, and you let them know the reasons for that.
Yeah, I'm not going to refight that fight here today, but I do want to ask you, in the future, what kind of votes will be a potential conflict when it comes to voting on manufactured housing issues?
I had voted on other issues as long as it's not related to potential of a financial interest there, and because that other bill was really taking property rights, which is a potential financial impact for family members, was the reason I'd been advised that I should not vote on that.
Yeah.
But I think that what we
was that with the shorthand bill we called rent control? Was that the bill?
Rent control. It was called a rent justification. But any time you take the value, it's deemed by law to be a rent control bill. And so, and it was. And I think that it was summed up quite well the other night when Lieutenant Governor Dens said it was a flawed bill. Yeah. It had a lot of flaws in it. I think that, when you continue to do the same thing and it doesn't work through, the party that's in control can't pass a bill, and because it's a flawed bill, you've got to get off that concept and move on to some real solutions. And I think there's real solutions that do not take the property rights, but that gives relief to the people in the communities.
I guess what I ultimately want you to address is the issue of people listening to us in manufactured housing on Long Neck Road right now. Will they have a voice and a vote on issues in the future if it affects the way they live and the rents they're paying and things like that?
They absolutely will. And let me give you an example. There was another bill this year that would have given them the ability to have long-term leases. Long-term leases would be very important in the manufactured housing communities, because it would mean they could go out and instead of getting a short-term higher interest loan, they could get a longer period loan at a regular rate like any homeowner would be able to do. And so when you start making those kind of good financial decisions or giving them the ability to make that, you are improving the overall cost of living in manufactured housing. So there's things to be done. It's just that they've not been approached very well.
Right. Do you think the majority of people who live on Long Neck in manufactured housing are pleased with their arrangement of paying lot rent?
I think they made a decision because they wanted to live near the water. That's what they could afford. For many of them, it was a second home for a number of years, and now that they have retired here, their cost and their finances have changed somewhat. So they've been squeezed by inflation. Their dollar's worth less, and I think the rent is one part of the financial problem. And but when you talk to them, they love living there.
Yeah, and I'm going to take a short break. There are other issues. There's a larger district than just Long Neck, so we're going to talk about other things. And Ruth Briggs King is my guest, 37th District State Rep. And we'll be right back.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Stay here. Stay here.
It's 7:17 on Delaware 105.9 for the look at the Friday morning commute. Traffic Watch brought to you by Grease Monkey. Help wipe out breast cancer and get your pink wiper blades at Grease Monkey, and at the same price as regular wiper blades. Grease Monkey, the quick change artist. And here's Robin Bryson.
Traffic still running pretty well this morning. Haven't seen any major delays in and out of Dover so far. Watch for the construction west of Dover that closes Victory Chapel Road between Route 8 and West Denny's Road until the end of November. Detours are posted there. Sussex County has been running well. Route 13 through Seaford, through Bridgeville, just a little bit of busy activity. 113 through Georgetown has also been in good shape this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on the new Delaware 105.9.
You're never out of the loop, even when you're out and about. Set a news button and hear a quick update every hour on the hour. The new Delaware 105.9.
Trees, trees. A complete tree care, that's the topic in our office all day. Complete Tree Care is Sussex County's leading tree company for removals, trimming, and plant health care done by an ISA-certified arborist. Call Complete Tree Care, 947-2273, 947-2273. And a 3-day forecast from the Delaware 1059 Weather Center brought to you by Millman's Appliances. It's Millman's Columbus Day sale till the 13th. Get a stainless steel kitchen suite standard depth fridge, 30-inch over-the-range microwave, 30-inch gas or electric range, and 24-inch built-in dishwasher for just $24.99 with a free 10-year warranty at Millman's Appliances, Route 24 and 1 in Rehoboth, where they service what they sell. And here's meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Sunshine will mix with some
Call the
clouds, and
cupcake.
it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit
Call
sky
cupcake.
tonight, quite
I
chilly
can
with a low
do-
of
you can call
37.
them.
Now tomorrow's going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 1059 Weather Center.
At PNC, we know your business needs your full attention, which doesn't leave a lot of time to look for untapped opportunities.
Okay, team. Tonight's special will be the salmon with new potatoes and
Ways to improve cash flow. That's why we're here with cash flow options and the PNC Advantage for retail businesses.
Oh, we've got these high-altitude tents for the serious climber,
As well as a way to lower your current payment processing costs. And if we can,
Well, you know
you
what?
will get a $1,000 PNC gift card.
we made that peanut butter fudge this morning.
right.
And right now,
If you open a
agree
PNC
with
business
that.
checking account with a PNC Merchant Services account, we'll give you $250. For uncovering opportunities to accelerate receivables, like next-day funding on customer card payments, visit pnc.com/CFO or call 855-PNC-CFO5. CFO cash flow options from PNC for the achiever in you. Offer expires 12/31/2012. Certain restrictions apply. See branch for details. Merchant services provided by PNC Merchant Services Company and are subject to credit approval. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey everybody, Joe Kendall from Kendall Home Furnishings in West Ocean City and Fenwick Island, Delaware, and I need your help. Kendall Home Furnishings is in the process of an amazing year, and my warehouse is overflowing with scratch and dents, one of a kind, discontinued, misordered items that need to go and need to go now. So this Saturday, head to Kendall's Furniture Warehouse in Berlin, Maryland, right behind Barrett Chevrolet. Bring your pickup, bring your buddy who has a van. Starting at 9 o'clock, you're going to save between 70 and 90%. If you need directions, visit OCKHF.com and click on Warehouse Directions.
Hello, Mediacom.
okay, so I've been hearing a lot about your new Simplify packages.
They're a big hit.
Well, what I heard was,
DVR service comes included,
yes,
and that you get download speeds up to 30 meg.
yeah. Plus I heard,
It also includes over 6,000 hours of free on-demand movies and shows, stars and encore, up to 75 HD channels.
yeah, and
There's no contract required. That's right. You get everything I just mentioned, faster
Okay,
internet,
ready.
DVR, all of that for just
You gotta-
$89.95 a month for 1 year. No contract required. Plus, for a
Okay.
limited time, hassle-free Wi-Fi free for 6 months. And 3 free months of the sports and information pack featuring NFL Network.
all of that, and no contract?
Couldn't be simpler. Call us today, 800-SIMPLIFY.
Offer expires 12/21/12 and is available to qualified new customers only. Price does not include taxes, fees, and billing rental. Internet speeds may vary. Usage subject to an allowance of 300 gigabytes per monthly billing cycle. Additional charges and restrictions may apply. Not available in all areas.
Ruth Briggs King is my guest, and she's coming up in just a minute. I'm going to talk to Phil from Cake Break. Jim Weller's got a commercial for us, and then we'll talk more with Ruth Briggs King. Happy to have her here. And she gets the last word today, too. No matter when we finish, she gets the last word. Absolutely. Of course. Let's go to Phil from Cake Break, the gourmet cupcake company. Phil, what's on your agenda today? Good morning.
Good morning, Dan. I thought I'd talk about yesterday, a fairly typical off-season day at Cake Break. I walked into Cake Break at 5 in the morning and picked up a voicemail from a regular local customer. He had forgotten to order a cake for his wife's birthday that day. I immediately started baking a 2-layer vanilla cake, and it was decorated with buttercream and ready by 12 when he picked it up. A store owner came running in around 10 and had forgotten an employee's birthday, and we decorated a chocolate overload cupcake with happy birthday and a candle and another disaster averted. Finally, we started our main goal for the day, making a 3-tier wedding cake. What a neat wedding cake. The bottom layer is Guinness beer cake. The next layer is pumpkin cake. And the top layer is our fabulous vanilla cake. And all of these layers are coated in Pinnacle whipped cream vodka frosting. I can't wait until the newly married couple hits. And that's why Cake Break's open 7 days a week, from 7 to 5 every day of the year. Whether your office holiday party, your home holiday party, your special events, birthdays, showers, or weddings occur, we'll always be here to make it a special occasion for you.
All right, Phil. South First Street in Rehoboth Beach, Cake Break. We appreciate you being on the air. We also appreciate Jim Weller, who is next up from Weller's Utility Trailers here in Bridgeville and also in Ellendale. Jim.
Good morning, everybody, and I want to remind you, go to catchitlive.com, and you can watch what's going on right here at Jimmy's Grill live right now, real time, if you go there, catchitlive.com. Tomorrow morning, my daughter is evidently going to have a big yard sale in front of our store in Bridgeville starting at 7 a.m., so she's got a lot of kids' things and stuff like that. So tomorrow morning, if you're going to Apple Scrapple, stop by Weller's and check out her yard sale. Also, my son Jimmy has a birthday Sunday, so I thought I'd have a Jimmy Weller birthday special. It's good today and tomorrow. No purchase necessary to receive this special. Stop in, say hi to Jimmy. This is at Bridgeville only. Wish him happy birthday. We'll give you absolutely free a piece of birthday cake, a Weller's T-shirt, and it's new. There's no armpit stains, and a Weller's LED flashlight. So all of that absolutely free. You're laughing, but I say that because I sell socks, and people seem to think they're so cheap that they're used. They're not used. A free T-shirt is not used. So we're going to give you a Weller's T-shirt, a Weller's LED flashlight, and a piece of birthday cake today or tomorrow if you just stop in and say hi to my son Jimmy. Then the guide came out on Wednesday. Our ad, the Apple Scrapple coupons came out. We have had immediate responses to these specials. We had somebody come in yesterday, buy 2 of these generators. They were such a good deal. So I appreciate that. But if you want one of these coupons, stop by our booth. We're going to have our Plinko game. So we have a lot of things at our booth at Apple Scrapple. It's a big booth, and we want to show you some of the things we have. We got some new Amish-made furniture, well, really kids' toys. So we're going to have a lot of fun at Apple Scrapple. Stop by, get these coupons, and then run on down to Weller's and take advantage of the specials. But it's Wellers.com on the internet. Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, 337-8228, and Weller's Clearance Center in Ellendale, 422-7336. Or come on down to Jimmy's Grill right now and join us for breakfast. We'll be here till 10.
All right, Ruth Briggs King is here. Ruth, I have 2 more questions that relate to this manufactured housing thing and Long Neck. Then we're going to take a news break, and then we're going to come back and talk about other things.
Okay.
And 2 other questions. We had, this issue about a potential conflict when it's a financial issue that had you not voting.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Now, you have taken campaign contributions from people who are involved in the mobile home industry. That's not a conflict?
No. I've taken contributions from friends over the years. I worked in the manufactured housing industry for 2 years, and so I have many friends and folks that I know in that industry that I would call friends that just aren't, they're
Right.
friends.
The other question I have is, and you mentioned it during the off break, and it's kind of an interesting question because it would involve the legislature. Should Long Neck become its own town, or do you think there's any interest in making that a municipality?
I'm surprised that it really hasn't come up for discussion because it is a large unincorporated area with some specific needs, and it's grown so much. I mean, if you think that it has its own school and it has some other security and policing needs, but realizing you have to talk about that carefully because it could mean tax implications for the people when you incorporate. Usually then they're going to start another tax. But I do think it's a unique area, and just wondering why it's never been, really discussed.
We had Henlopen Acres within the last maybe decade or 2 has become an incorporated area. Dewey Beach before that became a town when it used to be an unincorporated area. It's certainly not out of the question, right?
No, and it shouldn't be maybe some discussion among some business leaders and other people in the community that have they considered that, have they started to organize or ask those kind of questions, because it may be a way to bring a better focus and some other needs and the concerns to the center in Long Neck.
Right. Because geographically it's a small area of your district, but certainly a population center, right?
Correct.
All right, we're going to come back and talk about some other issues. What are some of the other key things that you think the people in the 37th District need to know about? And we'll talk about them after the news.
The economy and jobs and public safety, without a doubt, are the two things I hear and I see over and over that are real concern in the district.
All right, you can stick around. We'll order some coffee for you or some breakfast. Okay. We'll stick around. Okay, we're going to take a news break. Ruth Briggs-King is here, and she delves into some of those other important issues on her agenda coming up in just a moment. And we will do it after this news break. You're listening to the Dan Gaffney program. So happy to be in Bridgeville at Jimmy's Grill for breakfast here on Delaware 105.9.
A station that talks about what matters to you, not just politics. The new Delaware 105.9.
Forecast being brought to you by Lou's Booteries, serving the families of Delmarva for 66 years, offering shoes fitted for the entire family, whether it's for work or back to school. Check out Lou's Bootery in downtown Milford, 422-4569.
Sunshine will mix with some clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow is going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Delaware 105.9 News Time 7:30. Good morning, I'm Mark Fauser. News being brought to you by Southern States of Milford. A man and woman who helped move and bury the body of a murder victim has been sentenced to prison. 32-year-old Tia Johnson and 38-year-old Clarence Jackson entered Alfred pleas yesterday to being accessories after the fact in the 2007 slaying of 26-year-old Christine Shetty of Milford. Jackson was sentenced to 30 years, Johnson 7.5. Justin Hadel of Texas already been sentenced to life without parole for the killing of Shetty, who went missing in 2007. Her body wasn't found until 2010 on the grounds of a bed and breakfast in Snow Hill. State wildlife officials in Delaware say the disease spread by biting flies has killed about 130 white-tailed deer. 74 dead deer have turned up in Redden State Forest in Sussex County. The outbreak of episodic hemorrhagic disease started about 6 weeks ago. Anyone who encounters a dead deer is asked to call the Division of Fish and Wildlife. CBS News is next, covering the nation and the world on Delaware 105.9 at 7:31.
CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett. There was give and take on fixing the economy at last night's vice presidential debate in Kentucky. Joe Biden looking at GOP rival Paul Ryan.
I love my friend here. I'm not allowed to show letters, but go on our website. He sent me 2 letters saying, by the way, can you send me some stimulus money for companies here in the state of Wisconsin?
And Paul Ryan responded.
On 2 occasions, we advocated for constituents who are applying for grants. That's what we do. We do that for all constituents who are applying.
I love that.
Ryan said if President Obama wins his second term, the middle class is going to get a new tax bill. Afterwards, says correspondent Laura O'Donnell.
CBS News took a poll of uncommitted voters who watched the debate. 50% said Biden won, 31% said Ryan won, and 19% called it a tie. Also in that poll, 55% said Biden is someone they can relate to.
Compared to a 48% relatability number for Paul Ryan. CBS News Update.
We're almost ready.
Southern States of Milford has been serving Lower Delaware for over 60 years, keeping your lawns and gardens green and beautiful year-round. Southern States of Milford is your source for Echo, Steel, and Exmark power equipment. Southern States of Milford is the place for agricultural feed, pet, outdoor, and fuel needs. Need mulch, fertilizer, and landscaping supplies? Your local experts at Southern States of Milford have you covered. Call 422-8066. Southern States of Milford on Williamsville Road. Farmer-owned since 1923.
It's hard to get on the court. The other places.
This is Bob. You have to help me. My old car is sucking the life out of me.
Take it easy. Bring us your old trade and get a $7,000 discount off of any select new Kia in stock.
Ah, now that is something I can sink my teeth into. Get it?
Right now, get a $7,000 discount off any select new Kia in stock with any trade at Holly Kia in Selbyville or Felton. Drive home a stylish new 2013 Kia Sorento SUV that gets 32 miles per gallon for just $239 per month, or a popular new 2013 Kia Forte for just $169 per month. And all new Kias are backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Plus, if you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve your credit. Only at Holly Kia, with 2 great locations on Route 13 in Felton and at Route 113 and 54 in Selbyville.
Remember, Jim wants to see you at a Halloween Kia, so come visit us at hollykia.com today.
Yeah, right. And we just hover for 3 hours. The horses love that. Ruth Briggs King is my guest. It's good to have her here on the microphone today. She's stopped by many times, and today we're interviewing Ruth Briggs King. She is a state representative asking for your vote in the newly redrawn 37th district, which stretches from Georgetown all the way down through Long Neck. And I think we've sufficiently focused on specific Long Neck type questions, but there's a whole district here. And you mentioned public safety.
Absolutely. Public safety is a huge issue in the district, and even more so in Long Neck. There has been an increase in crime in that area, as in all areas, and a lot of that crime is related to increased drug use, particularly heroin, and that's why we're seeing home invasions and that kind of stuff. So this year in the General Assembly, being on joint finance, I had worked in to get additional troopers in Sussex County, get the Memorandum of Understanding reinstated, and then a commitment to look at our seasonal police force for the state, because Bridgeville, Georgetown, we see a tremendous increase in traffic and tourism, and yet no additional police added to the detail down here. And so I asked why not, and could they look into that, and so that's what they're doing.
All right. My goodness, what else can we do about this heroin problem from a legislative point of view? It's already illegal.
It's yeah.
You can't make it illegal. It's already illegal.
It's enforcement, and I think that they've had some major drug workforce activities, particularly and one of the largest ones recently in Sussex County was down in the Long Neck area, and so to increase the focus on that. And actually, we have that problem now because the drug companies changed up the composition of Oxy and other things, so it couldn't be broken down, and now that it can't be broken down or it's too expensive, they've gone back to heroin.
Hard to get
because
we're
plentiful and cheap.
Right, we've squeezed the supply of the pills, so we've got same kind of drug, only street drug of it.
But
it's terrible.
I think another major
Is there ever been a look at the cost of treatment? There's a lot of people addicted who probably, I don't know if they want to be addicted. Would it be cheaper to pay, I hate to say this, pay for treatment with tax dollars, or pay to arrest them, incarcerate them?
Well, I think we do treat with the methadone clinic, and there's a new methadone clinic, because methadone is one of the things to help you get off some of your other hard stuff. And there's actually, that opened up down in the Long Neck area this year as well, down near Food Line, and I know there's been some increased incidents with that. But I think between the heroin and the drug problem, and then the exploitation of seniors, identity theft, which have increased, and so we just need some, enforcement. And some of the folks that go through identity theft, it's just such a struggle for them to be the victim, and then everything that's expected of them. We need to do a better job with that.
You'd like people to vote for you, so I'm going to give you the last couple of minutes here before we're tight on time here this morning, but the last couple of minutes to kind of say anything else you want to say, and
thank you, Dan.
Talk directly to the voter.
I think that Delaware works best when Delawareans are working. And right now we have too many unemployed and underemployed Delawareans, particularly in Sussex County. Our economy was hard hit by the lack of construction jobs. And when I look at decisions that have been made to give $20 million to Bloom, or millions of dollars to Fisker, and no real jobs in Sussex County, and yet we impact small business. We put these regulations on that make it difficult or costly. This week I've been arguing and very concerned about the potential increase in workers' comp and the indemnity that could be up to a 40% increase. We need to be at the forefront of these decisions and think about how that impacts small business, their ability to hire, their ability to, the lines of profit are so narrow now that, businesses are struggling. In many cases, they just want to keep their staff employed. So that's a big area of concern that I want to continue to work on, as well as public safety and senior services. Our population, and we're all part of that because we're aging. And the new trend is to age in place. I know, Jimmy, that's surprised to hear that.
Wow, you floored all of us with
But we need to make sure we provide services, transportation, and other things so that people can stay in their homes. It's much better investment for us to keep them aging in their homes, provide services there rather than to put them in facilities. And with that final note, I'm going to do a shout out to my big brother who has a big birthday tomorrow. Yes. It's a big birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, we're singing. We're wearing black and we're singing.
Here we go. Ready? Go ahead.
Now.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, we're not going to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now let's go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is for Lewis Briggs.
Yeah, Lewis Briggs.
All right, happy birthday, Lewis. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Lewis Briggs.
Happy birthday, Lewis Briggs.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Lewis Briggs turn red? Are you seeing it right now? Thanks, Ruth.
Thank you very much.
That's Ruth Briggs King.
Very good job.
Talking straight to us here. And Joe Kendall is on the line. Joe is here live, and I just thank him for hanging on there. It's not the norm, but Joe has been so kind to hang on. Kendall's Home Furnishing in West Ocean City and Fenwick. Hey, Joe, tell us all about your place and what's going on this weekend.
Well, good morning, guys. I was enjoying listening to one of our local politicians discuss some important stuff going on in the lower Delaware County.
Yep, that's what we try and do, at least bring some news and some entertainment to the listeners today. And I guess you're going to bring us some good deals on furnishings, right?
Yeah, we our Fenwick location right now, currently we're liquidating all of our outdoor furniture, patio sets and so forth, and they're on sale 70% off at our Fenwick location. We're right in Fenwick, right on Coastal Highway. And then end of the year for us is always a fantastic time because we're kind of, I don't want to say getting out with the old, but we are getting out with the old and bringing in a lot of new items. We leave for High Point tomorrow morning, and we'll come back with lots of new items for next year. So it's a real fun, exciting time at Kendall's.
All right, so what's the status on the warehouse? Now, that's the Fenwick place you mentioned, but what's the status on the warehouse in Berlin?
Well, our warehouse in Berlin, Maryland, with all the volume we do, we always have a couple of, probably a bad word, more a decent amount of things we might order wrong, things we might buy, a little extra of, some scratch and dent items and things like that. And we open up our warehouse for the 4 or 5 Saturdays in September and October, with these items can be 80, 90% off. And just really try to, again, make room for all the new stuff that's going to start coming in here in the next couple of weeks. So that's an exciting time. And that's this Saturday morning at our warehouse location in Berlin, Maryland. And it's right behind Barrett Chevrolet is our warehouse location. Again, we'll be there at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great bargains from. I walked through last night. I even saw soap was marked for $100.
Oh, my gosh. Bring your pickup and your friend who has a van and load up, right? That's that kind of thing going on.
I think that's a great idea.
All right. If you need directions to Joe Kendall's Home Furnishings in Fenwick, West Ocean City, the Berlin warehouse, go to OCKHF.com. OCKHF.com. Joe Kendall, thank you so much for being here. Kendall's Home Furnishings. I love bringing that to you here at Delaware 105.9. We have a minute here to talk with Colin Walls. Colin Walls is joining us from Walls Service Center and BringMeGas.com.
I'm going to throw you a little curve here. We're going to talk about CatchItLive.com right now.
Wow. How many ventures do you have, sir?
They're all adventures.
How am I supposed to know? Yeah, that's your online. If you're streaming right now,
right?
CatchItLive.com.
You can watch us right now if you want. But we're going to be covering the Milford Community Parade.
That's next Wednesday night.
That's the 17th. I think.
So you can watch the parade on the webcam.
Right, and.
Can't make it, or if you're from out of the area, or if you're going to.
Sorry, Jim. I didn't know you were on
there.
That's okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say we're doing the parade Wednesday night, so people can watch it on Catch It Live. And so, if you can't make it, or if you're at work or you're running late, will they be able to hear it on their Spreaker app?
Yep, if you go to the Spreaker app, you can listen to it on your smartphone or even on your computer if you want. And it works with lower bandwidth, so if you don't have a real good internet connection, that works good.
But for people that don't know what Catch It Live is, what it is Colin and I do this show, and it's like a live internet show, so you can watch us live.
Yeah, so
right on the
every
internet.
Tuesday night, we're here at Jimmy's Grill.
Correct.
In the front dining room. We have guests on, here lately, of course, we've had a lot of people running for political office, right. But one thing I want to spotlight and kind of highlight is November the 13th, we're having,
Like
it's
a
going to be
forum.
a special, it's going to be, we're going to have lots of panelists, and it's going to be focusing on homelessness in Sussex County.
Correct.
And the effects that it has not only on the homeless people, but
even on us.
Everybody, right.
The expenses of our lives, in other words. So make maybe note on your calendar to come that night and just watch it, in person or tune us in.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. So we've got some good people from good organizations.
Can I
around
mention
the
one more
area.
thing?
Absolutely.
We're looking for an intern or two. We're looking for somebody to come and be here during the show and sit there with a computer and do Facebook and Twitter postings and things like that while we're on the show.
Yeah, and if you have any, talent or just knowledge of video and audio, internet, just tech-savvy people is what we're looking for, really, to help us out to get this thing rolling. So we're having a lot of fun with it. So.
Right. Colin and I know how to look good. We just need people that know how to make us look good.
We just got to get to that point where we actually look good.
Right.
By people making us look good.
Right
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. CatchItLive.com. Colin Walls and Jim Weller venture, a co-venture, and we're happy to spotlight it. And go to the web and take a look. CatchItLive.com. Frank Shade is here, president of Punkin' Chunkin'.
Actually, director of media and promotions. John
Didn't you
Hubert
used to be the president?
I used to be. John Hubert's the president of the organization.
I'm
now.
sorry,
Has been
John
for-
Hubert.
Yeah, it's John's ball game. I just work for John.
You're the PR guy. It was touch and go. Now, a lot of people may not know this until right now. You almost didn't have a Punkin' Chunkin' this year.
We
almost.
we were within hours of not doing it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hours. I mean, literally hours.
Was it
Friday
an insurance
evening,
issue?
It was. Every now and then, insurance companies decide not to renew, and it's happened to us in the past. Nothing major. They just said, well, we've taken our gamble, and we're not going to do it. Right. So we had some policies in underwriting, and then we had a legal issue pop up from a previous chunk, and all those policies in underwriting said, wait a minute, we don't want to talk to you. And that was like a couple days before the event. But with the help of some really great people from the Discovery Channel, ABC Sports, the governor's office, Todd Lawson, the county council, we were able to obtain the insurance. It was signed, I understand, Friday evening. That's what I've been informed by John.
Okay, great news.
And while we're one weekend behind setting up, we start this weekend putting up the 7,000 fence posts, the 14 miles of fence.
Wow.
450 porta potties,
kinda
12,
neat.
15 dumpsters,
You know,
200 trash cans.
Here we are heading into Apple Scramble weekend, a huge thing here in Bridgeville.
Big
while
thing, yeah.
that's happening, the big preparation for the next big event, which is going to be always the Saturday after Thanksgiving,
That's
or
correct.
after Halloween,
Halloween,
right?
after Halloween. First Saturday in November, first Saturday after Halloween.
Yes.
And if Halloween happens to fall on that Friday, it's always a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event.
Okay.
So it could be the 31st. But this year it's November 2, 3, and 4.
What kind of plans? I mean, the setup is huge, but what else can people expect when they come
Well,
to
they
Punkin'
can
Chunkin'?
expect just a midway full of vendors. We have like 150 local and regional vendors that come in. We have the stage with entertainment going on all 3 days, live bands and local entertainers. Of course, the chunk is the big thing. Everybody comes to see that. And on Sunday, we have our 5th annual Miss Punkin' Chunkin' pageant, which really is kind of cool because it's run by the It's run by the Mrs. Delaware USA group, and
That's Mrs. Delaware.
Mrs. Delaware USA, and the winner of the Mrs. pageant goes on to compete in the Mrs. Delaware pageant.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, she won Mrs. Delaware and went on to compete in the Mrs. USA pageant.
Final thought on upcoming Punkin' Chunkin' with Frank Shade after this short break. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk with Dave Hill from Outlet Liquors about a big festival and what Halloween is like in Dewey Beach. We'll do that coming up in just a moment. Delaware 105.9.
Absolutely none.
Hey,
paid for by Carper for Senate.
I'm Tom Carper, and I approve this message.
We'll do one.
His record on jobs is second to none. Tom Carper. As governor, and now in the Senate, Tom Carper has made job creation and retention his #1 priority.
Anytime.
Carper quadrupled the state strategic fund.
About that.
4,000 jobs were protected.
I heard
Carper
about it last
supported
week. I thought you
technical
were
and
coming in
workforce
last week. Somebody
assistance
said,
for
"You know, it's
hundreds of
canceled."
companies
He's
and
gonna come and tell
thousands
you.
of workers. Carper voted for new trade laws that have made it easier for Delaware businesses to sell their goods overseas. Carper's work helped make it possible for Capital One and Chase to add over 1,700 new jobs. And even Republicans praised Tom Carper's bipartisan efforts that, quote, helped a parade of new companies come to Delaware. The result? Delaware's unemployment rate has stayed below the national average. Senator Tom Carper, working hard for Delaware every day.
Yeah, I got you.
It's 7:48. Time for Delaware 105.9 Traffic Watch with a look at the Friday morning commute. Robin Bryson.
Yeah. Ron Hall in our corner.
Sun glare definitely a factor traveling around the area this morning, but we're running
we just have
fairly
a few
well.
spots here, and then
Busy
we'll take it.
activity as you
What do you got,
travel into Dover on northbound 13. Southbound coming down from Smyrna's not doing too badly so far.
Oh, I get. It looks like a live call.
As well. And Route 1 through the Dover Toll Plaza, running without delays. Both north and southbound. Through Milford, you're in good shape this morning. Through Georgetown, you're getting busy on 113 around Route 9, around Route 404. You do get some congestion there, but nothing too far out of the ordinary. And same thing as you travel Route 24 from Millsboro, heading out towards Route 1. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on the new Delaware 105.9.
Whole day. Delaware 105.9 Traffic Watch. Weekday mornings and afternoons. The new Delaware 105.9.
And now the 3-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center. Meteorologist Maggie Johnson calling for a pretty sunny weekend ahead.
Sunshine will mix with some clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68.
6.5 years, something like that.
Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow is going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
He's calling in. He said
Dr.
at 8:10 and 8:40.
Slot Monster Marathon Slot Tournament at Harrington Raceway and Casino. Win your share of $200,000 in prizes. Play Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays in October. Scare up even more fun in our Go Kiosk game. Fridays and Saturdays in October. All treats, no tricks. Everyone wins. Plus catch live racing Monday through Thursday. Visit us at HarringtonRaceway.com. Harrington Raceway and Casino, where winners play. Some restrictions may apply. All games Delaware State Line. Must be 21 to play. Visit Players Club for more details. If tables are your game, Harrington Raceway and Casino is where you want to be in October. Play no-limit Hold'em tournaments Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And get into our Texas Hold'em tournaments every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Plus catch football games at Murphy's and enjoy Monday night betting action and weekly pick'ems. Place a sports bet of $20 and get $10 free slot play. Visit us at HarringtonRaceway.com. Harrington Raceway and Casino, where winners play. Some restrictions may apply. All games controlled by the Delaware State Lottery. You must be 21 to play. See Players Club for complete details.
White is the new green, and all the flat roofs are wearing it.
Energy-efficient white roofing from Delmarva Roofing and Coating reflects 85% of the sun's energy, cutting your cooling costs by up to 50%. It lasts longer than traditional roofing, and it's lightweight, which allows you to save on structural building costs. Plus, Delmarva Roofing and Coating has the expertise to install roofing on the cutting edge. Right now, they're offering free energy audits to show how a new white roof can save you money. Call Delmarva Roofing and Coating or visit delmarvaroofing.com.
When you wake up every morning, the sun is there to greet you, as reliable as a Trane heating and cooling system. Well, almost. Because the day may bring you bone-chilling winter temperatures or a blanket of sweltering summer heat. But a Trane system efficiently keeps your home as comfortable as you want it to be and cleans up the 99.98% of allergens from the filtered air. Perfect, breathable air. Year in, year out. Because when the old reliable sun calls it a day, a Trane system is there to say goodnight. Heating, cooling, and beyond.
I'm Dave Jones from Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning. Take advantage of Trane rebates and financing and start saving money on your energy bill today. Call Atlantic for all your heating and cooling needs.
We'll just do a quick
Call us
wrap
today
up
in
here.
Sussex County at 856-9300, in Kent County at 677-1996, or find us on the web at atlanticrefrigeration.com.
It's hard to stop a train.
All right, we're live at Jimmy's Grill, and the Saturday after, it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday after Halloween is Punkin' Chunkin', so it's November, what are the dates again, Frank?
2, 3, and 4,
2,
November
3, and 4.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
It is a go this year. It is
Absolutely.
a go. They have all their insurance. Everything's taken care of. That's good to know. If you've heard other stories, don't worry about it. It is a go. You're working hard. What else can people, what do you want to leave people with?
Lots of entertainment. We got everything going on that was there before. The biggest change that it happened last year is parking is absolutely free. So it's only the cost of admission, which is still $10 for the adults. I think it's 12 and under are free.
That will include the parking now.
Absolutely free parking, yeah. We do that, try to get people on and off the field a lot quicker. We do, for the third straight year, the U.S. Naval Academy is coming to be our guest. The sophomore physics class will be there. And, it's just a great event. It's a shame that stuff like this pops up, causes us problems.
Yeah.
The additional cost comes out of our charitable donations, but hopefully we'll have a great year and make that up. And we're really looking forward to seeing you out there.
Hey, give us an update. You can come back, and give us, Punkin' Chunkin' updates
I
if
think
you
we
like.
have 2 or 3 Fridays between now and then. I'll stop back if I'm welcome, and
Absolutely.
we'll
You are
keep
welcome.
you up to date on it.
You are definitely welcome.
I appreciate all your help getting out this good news.
All right. Punkin' Chunkin' is a go. Thumbs up. Frank Shade, thank you. Let's go to Butch Emmert. Emmert Auction is on the line. He has a Broadkill Beach auction tomorrow. Butch, tell us about that if you would.
That's right. We're excited about it. Tomorrow, October 13th at 1 o'clock on site, rain or shine, at 1525 Beach Plum Drive. Now, that is in the North Shores section of Broadkill Beach. Go as far north as you can and go to the beach. This house, it is a house. It's not a lot. This house has unobstructed views of the Delaware Bay directly across the street. It has the beach access right next door. Dan, I think it's going to be one of the great buys of all time in Broadkill Beach. And, of course, North Shores is probably the nicest section of Broadkill Beach. At the open house the other night, my wife Carol walked across the dune, took her little beach chair and sat on the beach while I was at the open house. And she came back, she said, this has got to be the nicest beach in Delaware. And it really is, and it's never crowded. You got great unobstructed views. Now, this is a definite fixer-upper. I mean, it is a handyman special. But it has good bones, needs lots and lots of cosmetic and a little bit of structural work. But we think it's going to be a terrific, terrific bargain. Now, that's tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will be there from 11:30 on for last-minute preview. Or you can get online at emmertauction.com or auctionzip.com for full-color photos, details, terms of sale. It's a great one, folks. It's going to be a great value tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The North Shore section of Broadkill Beach, 1525 Beach Plum Drive. Be there.
News coming up in just a moment, but first, Dave Hill from Outlet Liquors. We're having the big wine, beer, and food festival tomorrow at noon. You brought 2 wines in honor of the debate last night. Red State, Blue State, right?
Yes. As you said, our festival starts at noon tomorrow, Saturday. Actually, Dan, it's a bourbon whiskey.
Oh, I thought it was a wine.
No, bourbon
now
whiskey.
I see. What do I know?
Anyway, it's a brand new product.
Oh, now I can see the label. All right.
All right.
Straight bourbon whiskey, Red State, Blue State.
Dan's holding the Red State. I'm holding the Blue State.
Thank you.
$14.99.
Is that by design?
It's how it happened.
Holding the Red State.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, $14.99.
Okay.
Great product. If you're having an election party or having your guests over, have this. One very good thing on this, if you go to redbluebourbon.com, you can then like either a Red State or a Blue State, and for every like, $1 is going to be donated for Return the Favor, helping out our veterans. So redbluebourbon.com, you'll see the labels, pick your state, and get $1 donated to help our veterans. But Halloween's coming up in 2 weeks. We're here with Frank for Pumpkin Chunkin' and whatever, and Halloween parties. My
Dewey
God.
Beach, Rusty Rudder is going to be open for this, right?
Yes, and that is the place to be on October 27th. People are right now picking out their costumes, doing everything, but I'll tell you, anymore, Halloween is celebrated as much as almost all the other holidays throughout the calendar year. Dewey Beach, it's their annual Halloween bash. It will start at 9 o'clock. Goes until 1 at the Rudder. It's a costume contest, so put on your very best or your most creative or ghoulish. Featured bands, the Love Seed Mama Jump. $700 in cash and prizes for the best costume. So you'll have a grand old time at the Rudder. And now there's no more parking restrictions, with the permits or whatever. There is plenty of parking. Always have a designated driver. So have someone dressed as that, but make sure you have a way to get home responsibly, to get to the Rudder in your Halloween best and finest. Love Seed Mama Jump, and you can win part of that $700 cash and prizes. But really, for Halloween in this area, the place to be is at the Rudder. Saturday, October 27th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Dave Hill. And I'm going to see Dave later in the program. We'll talk more about the festival that's happening tomorrow. We have a news break right now. We're following local news with Mark Fauser and the latest from CBS. Community Bank Delaware, Alex Pyries in the next hour. Your phone calls coming up. A lot of news to cover on Delaware 105.9. Good morning. Coming up on 8 o'clock.
Local news first.
I never really looked at it. I thought it was like a rosé or something. Pinkish.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 7:59. With the Joe Biden-Paul Ryan vice presidential debate getting reaction from political circles in Delaware, Biden's home state, Democratic Congressman John Carney says Biden got the incumbent team back on track.
Well, I think the biggest thing, particularly in comparison to the presidential debate, was he really challenged the claims of the Romney-Ryan ticket.
Now, Carney's Republican challenger Tom Kovacs says Ryan did a good job of not only backing the Romney team's proposals, but highlighting what the Obama-Biden team is all about.
We heard that the other side does have different ideas. And we've seen the programs and the policies of the current administration at play for over 3.5 years. To me, they haven't brought us where we need to be. To me, they're imposing some very dangerous situations for the future.
This was the only vice presidential debate scheduled. Romney and President Obama will debate again next Tuesday. Coming up, what's being said in Delaware's heated Senate campaign? From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis. Good morning, Delaware 105.9 News Time, 8 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. Whatever else they accomplished last night, the vice presidential candidates gave Americans a lot to talk about around the water cooler today.
I've had it up to here with this notion that this is not what a real recovery looks like. You deserve better.
CBS News correspondent Bob Fuss.
The economy is the key issue in this election, and in their debate, Vice President Biden and Republican Paul Ryan clashed over how it got so bad, how it is now, and how to make it better. Ryan got personal in noting Biden's hometown is Scranton, Pennsylvania.
You know what the unemployment rate in Scranton is today?
Sure do.
It's 10%.
Yeah.
You know what it was the day you guys came in? 8.5%. That's how it's going all around America. Look, you don't read the statistics. That's not how it's going. It's going down.
Unemployment has been going down, but Ryan says it's still bad, and lower taxes would help turn it around. Bob Fuss, CBS News, Danville, Kentucky.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Ellendale and Bridgeville. Just letting you know, if you need a deal on a landscape trailer, I got brand new 5x8 landscape trailers for $597.50. The best price on the Delmarva Peninsula, available at Weller's and Weller's.
Fun in the sun and outdoor cooking really make for a great summer day. And who can resist the mouth-watering aromas coming from that barbecue grill? But is your outdoor gas grill ready? Got enough propane in that tank? It may be time for a propane exchange from Bring Me Gas Tank Delivery Service. Schedule same-day delivery right to your propane grill anywhere in Kent or Sussex. Call Bring Me Gas at 302-422-0603 or order online at www.bringmegas.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here from Weller's in Ellendale and Bridgeville with an unbelievable deal on some quality S Class 3 and Class 4 receiver hitches. They've been sitting around way too long and I want to get rid of them, so here's the deal. If I got one to fit your vehicle, they're $57.50 each. Get them while I got them.
Atlantic Aluminum Products in Greenwood, Delaware wants you to know that if you've been waiting for the best time to purchase a sunroom, screen room, or replacement windows, now is the best time.
My wife and I just had a great experience. They met all of our expectations. Can't say enough about the service.
The final price that we were given was the exact price that was estimated.
We're very happy with our sunroom. We use it every day. We don't know why we didn't make up our mind to do it sooner.
Stop waiting. Start living. Call Atlantic Aluminum Products today for a free estimate.
Hey everybody, it's me again, Jim Weller from Weller's in Ellendale and Bridgeville, and I'd like to let you know I sell flags. 3x5 flags. We've got many to choose from. $9.97. Again, available at both locations, Ellendale or Bridgeville. Come see us soon.
Don't let your picnic go to the dogs because you forgot the gas tank. Bring Me Gas will dispatch a uniformed technician right to your grill with a barbecue tank exchange. You've put a lot of time into planning this great picnic, and now everyone can enjoy the beautiful day and the delicious food. Call Bring Me Gas at 302-422-0603 or order online at www.bringmegas.com.
Buy one, get one free. Designer suits from Lauren, Kenneth Cole, New York, and Alfani. Buy one, get one free. Get fall's best looks at buy one, get one free savings right now at Macy's Men's Wardrobe Sale. Free item details in store.
America, it's time to wake up to more value. Join America's Best Value Inn's Free Value Club. Not only will you get 15% off your next stay, a room upgrade and late checkout when available, but you'll get access to hundreds of discounts for theme parks, movies, shopping, dining, and more. Register online at americasbestvalueinn.com. With over 1,000 hotels in North America, it's time to wake up to more value. Only at America's Best Value Inn.
Delaware 105.9 News Time 8:04 news brought to you by Holland Jewelers, Route 24, Peddlers Village. Fine jewelry, watches, on-site repairs, and they buy gold. Holland Jewelers. The Delaware Democratic Party's filed a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission alleging violations of campaign finance laws by independent U.S. Senate candidate Alex Pires, a challenger to Democratic incumbent Tom Carper. The complaint dated Wednesday alleges Pires passed out free food and drink from bars and restaurants he owns at campaign events without disclosing any payments to those businesses for the food and staff time used.
And it's a great room.
Democrats also allege Pires violated federal law by accepting prohibited corporate in-kind contributions.
Utility room.
The party also claims Pires has failed to include disclaimers on his website and political communications indicating who paid for them. In response, Pires launched into a personal attack on Carper and then said the complaint related to, quote, pieces of chicken he offered to, again, quote, old ladies at one of his restaurants. Well, a man and woman who helped to move and bury the body of a murder victim have been sentenced to prison. 32-year-old Tia Johnson and 38-year-old Clarence Jackson entered Alford pleas yesterday in Maryland court to being accessories to after the fact in the 2007 slaying of 26-year-old Christine Shetty of Milford.
We need it.
Jackson was sentenced to 30 years and Johnson received 7.5. Justin Hadel of College Station, Texas was sentenced to life without parole last year for the killing of Shetty, who went missing in 2007. Her body was found in Snow Hill, Maryland in February of 2010 on the grounds of a bed and breakfast. A woman who was reported missing in Dover this week is now safe. Police say the 23-year-old Lavonda Dixon had last been seen Monday at Dover Downs Hotel Casino. Police say she apparently did not tell a number of acquaintances about her plans leading to concern. But again, she's been found unharmed. Coming up, it's Schofield on Sports, Delaware 105.9 News Time, 8:06.
Hi, this is Dan Gaffney, and for over 22 years, I've worked with Holland Jewelers, helping them to promote their local business. Holland Jewelers offers fine gold, platinum, diamond, and gemstone jewelry, as well as pearls and citizen watches. They have a laser welder, and they do all their custom work and repairs on location. Holland Jewelers on Route 24 in the Peddlers Village. Call 947-1200, and they buy gold.
We start with high school sports action from Thursday. In girls volleyball, CR moves a match ahead of Cape in the standings as they sweep the Lady Vikings 3-0. The Riders are now 9-2 as Cape falls to 8-3. The following matches were all 3-0 sweeps yesterday. Sussex Central over Dover, Sussex Tech beat Milford, St. Thomas More fell to the Delaware Military Academy, and Delmarva Christian beat Indian River. J.J. Hardy's RBI double in the 13th inning gave the Orioles the lead, and Jim Johnson pitched a perfect inning to record the save as the O's beat the Yankees 2-1 to force Game 5 today at 5:07. The winner advances to the American League Championship Series to face the Detroit Tigers. They beat the Oakland Athletics last night in their Game 5. Justin Verlander tossed a complete game, allowing just 4 hits and striking out 11. 6-0 was the final. The Washington Nationals forced a Game 5 in their National League Division Series against the Cardinals. Jason Worth hit a walk-off home run in the ninth to win it 2-1 for the Nats. Game 5 tonight at 8:37. Rob Barones kicked his 4th field goal of the game, a 40-yarder. His time expired. That pushed the Tennessee Titans over the Pittsburgh Steelers 26-23 on Thursday Night Football. The Steelers fall to 2-3. That's Schofield on Sports on the new Delaware 105.9.
The first part of it, they just put the last part.
All right, here we are. Delaware 105.9, Dan Gaffney with you, and Dave Burkholder's with us from Burkholder Buildings, and we talk about the pole buildings he builds. Excellent stuff. And garages and affordable homes. You have DelawareGarages.com. You also are Delaware Affordable Homes, and you can build a house that is efficient and compact and user-friendly and within budget. That's the key.
That's the idea, yes. We like to work with our customers and figure out what their needs are. You know, there's a lot of tract builders out there that they like to put up a mansion that sells quickly and looks good when you're doing the walkthrough, but when you actually get down to using the house, there's no mudroom. There's no place at the back door where when you come in the back door, there's no place to hang up your coat, kick your shoes, wash the dog. Where are you gonna wash your dog in this fancy house? You know, those are some of the questions that we ask when we're putting together your home plans. Every project we do is custom built. We're starting an amazing custom build up in Harrington this next week. The guy wants a billiards room. He wants a storage room. You know,
You're doing it.
We're doing it. He told me what he wants, and we'll figure out how to make it happen.
You told me that's a big ranch house, too.
It's a big ranch. It's a sprawling ranch. It's going to be on Route 13 right up at the end of Williamsville Road. You'll see it going up there in the next couple weeks. But, you know, we like to take care of our customers. And last week I was talking about room additions, doing it like if you look on the first floor master bath or master suite. I had a customer call me this week. He saw a man cave that I had done. I did a man cave over in Greenwood. It's a great looking project, and he was there to do a sunroom or something on the people's house, and he saw this man cave. He's like, man, I love that thing. That guy does nice work. And so he called me up. He's like, hey, can you do a house addition for me? So,
all right.
You know, we like to take care of our customers. The people that I work for, they're all very happy with the work I've done, and that's how we like to do business.
You're right on. Delaware Affordable Homes. And Dave Burkholder from Burkholder Buildings. How do people reach you, Dave, for this project?
Best way to reach me is my cell phone. It's 569-1220.
And he's answering it now, 302-569-1220, 569-1220. I'm so glad you're busy. And you've got a lot of work, but there's more room for everybody. 569-1220.
Yeah, right now we're booking right around the end of January into February. If you got to talk to your bank, that's about a good time. I mean, that's the right amount of time to be talking with the bankers and getting all the stuff lined up. We can get all your permits lined up in place so that when we get there on the schedule, you're ready to go.
All right, Dave. Thank you so much. We are now bringing in live before we go to Community Bank Delaware. We are going to go live now to Alex Pyres. Alex, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I am fine. I think in the next half hour I want to ask you a little political question. Are we talking about, what are we talking about? You know, sometimes you throw me a curveball. We could be talking about Dewey Beach, the Rusty Rudder. We could be talking politics. I'm not sure. What do you have going on?
Well, you decide. I mean, I'm on at 810 and 840. Which one do you want to talk about, my businesses, and which one do you want to talk about?
I would like to talk about the politics stuff, a little bit about your statement concerning Tom Carper. I'd like to do that at 840. That way we have a few extra minutes. So right now, let's talk, Rusty Rudder, Halloween.
Yeah. We just, we have 5 weekends left for all of our businesses, with the exception of Outlets, which is open year-round, of course, and Jimmy's Grill, where you are right now. Our other 6 businesses close up right about now, and we're just wrapping it up. But we have 5 weekends left, and I thought I'd give people a list of what's coming up because we've had such a good, strong fall, and it's very good. By the way, last weekend we had Meals on Wheels with the 21 different restaurants and the fundraiser, and it was very crowded. I wanted to thank all the restaurants in the community who donated so much time and effort, food and everything. It was really excellent. It was headed by Kim McMahon and others. It was an excellent event. This weekend, we've got Love Seed tonight, and DJ Viss and Marty, and DJ Hector tomorrow night, which is kind of a DJ night with the dancing. Next weekend, the 20th, is Oktoberfest, which people have all been calling about. And Oktoberfest was a huge event last year because the food itself is free, all the different types of bratwurst and knockwurst and hockwurst and all that. And then there's different kinds of beer. So that's at the Rudder. It's 2 to 5. And yes, it's first come, first serve. And we had a big line last year. So Oktoberfest is next week on the 20th, 2 to 5. It's a dress up. All our employees get dressed up for that. The following week, Dave just mentioned to you on the 27th, is a Halloween party with $700 worth of prizes. And then for those people who want to finish up in November, our closing, called the Bowie Closing Weekend, is the 9th and the 10th of November. And then we close up the Rudder as the Starbury closes and so forth. Bowie pretty much closes for the winter.
Right.
So that's scheduled, Dan, for the next 5 weeks. And we wanted to take a second to thank everybody for their strong support. It was a very, as I told you the other day, it's a really, really good year, and I feel like our community is getting back on its feet. And for everybody who worked over the last 6 months, we're very grateful for your effort, and we hope you had also a good experience at our businesses. But we got 5 weekends left, and then we'll take a break for 5 months.
All right, and we wish you well on these weekends. A lot of activity, obviously. Alex will be back around 8:40, and I think we'll talk about Alex Pyries, the candidate, at that point a little bit. Thanks, Alex. That's Alex talking about Dewey and some of the other businesses. Alex Pyries at the breakfast table here in Jimmy's Grill. We're going to talk about the importance of community banking. Good morning. It's 8:14. Jack Riddle is with us, Executive Vice President, Chief Lending Officer, and Martin Donovan is the Vice President and Commercial Lending Officer. Gentlemen, good to have you both here.
Good morning. Good morning.
They both said hi.
It is a crazy time here at Jimmy's Grill.
Yeah. Jack Riddle, what are we talking about today? I know we've talked a little bit about consumer lending, but I guess we're getting into business lending.
We talked about consumer lending last week, and following Dave is not the worst thing you can do either, because getting the right builder to help do that build is critically important. You got to get comfortable with them, and that's kind of what we talked about last week when Lori, Dawn, and we're talking about Judy, and I think Martin was with them to try to keep things rolling. But today we want to talk about commercial lending. As a community bank, we do all that stuff, and it's been 6 years ago since a group of local business people got together and decided that the banking in this community was not meeting the needs of the small businessman. So they got together and they built a bank, of which now we're 6 years old. They're all small business people. They live here, they work here, and they wanted to provide a bank that provided just the absolute best checking and savings, everything from auto loans to mortgages and all types of small business loans. Well, that little idea and a little bit of money thrown in, we've now got over 20 employees who come to work every day to help people with their banking needs. And we really do try to make a difference in the community, and I think we're going to talk about that when we get to the end of this segment. We really do try to find a solution for every client, and sometimes, most times we can. Sometimes it's through us, sometimes it's through some of our partners. But I mean, Dan, let's be honest, there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of changes in this county. I heard a radio station changed or something. There's been a lot
absolutely.
There's been a lot of change. Is change good sometimes, Dan?
Change is fantastic.
Change sometimes is good.
Can be great.
It can be great. So, I mean, that's the way we kind of looked at it. Change can be good. And there's been a lot of changes in banking. I mean, there was a Farmers Bank, there was a Bank of Georgetown, there was a Sussex Trust, there was a Wilmington Trust. They're all gone. They're all gone. And with those changes came a lot of changes in policies, fees, rates, products. Policies changed, people changed, everything. Branches come, go, they close, they open. And we felt it was an opportunity for a bunch of local folks to get together and really make a difference in bringing personal banking back to the front. I mean, don't get me wrong, banking is a very personal business. Products and features are very, very important, and it is critical to be competitive on price. I mean, you can't be out there, having great service and not be competitive on price. But just as important as that price, just as important, is you need to meet with a person who can deliver. They can deliver for this. I mean, don't get me wrong. Banks got a lot of ATMs. Those big boys. They have big ad budgets. We don't have that. They've got those beautiful people in those ads. I've never seen any of those beautiful people walking around Sussex County. Martin, you and I are certainly not beautiful, are we? That's why we do radio.
You gotta be looking at him.
That's why we do radio. Great radio face. That's what they tell us, right, Martin?
That's why I'm sitting behind you.
That's
so
what. That's exactly
catch
right.
it live on Com. Can't see me.
Wow. You're right. We can't see you and catch it live. It's been a lot of changes, but we've really tried to bring hometown banking back. We don't have blanket positions on industries. We don't have silos. When you talk to Martin about a loan, he can handle a loan from anything, from consumer loans to car loans to mortgages to commercial mortgages. We don't worry real hung up on fees.
Okay.
But we are a small bank. We don't have a giant bank, but we are able to meet the needs.
But let me ask Martin, why, tell people from your point of view, why would people want to deal with a small local bank?
It's interesting, Dan. Yesterday in my office, I was waiting on a customer, and that's pretty much the question they asked me. But what a lot of people don't realize is we can do almost anything the big bank does. We have online banking, and it's great. We have deposit products, competitive rates and terms. Loan pricing is comparable to big guys, and our people are the key. I did not realize this, but if you add up all the experience in our bank, every employee would average 10 years. Now, as Linda would say, I have more years than she does, and she's right. But if you take a look at our lenders, we all got 20 years or more. Everything is done right here in Sussex County. The paperwork, if you got a problem, you call Lewis and Loan Ops, and you get it resolved quickly. We don't have to send our documents to Federal Express. We deliver. We don't have to call out of state to fix a document. And if you want to meet the decision makers, our president is right in Lewis with a senior management team. And on most Fridays, you can come to Jimmy's Grill and see her. All decisions are done locally by local people. And one of the big things a lot of people don't think about, where does your money go when you deposit into a big bank? We use local deposits to make loans. We put local money back in the community. Our shareholders live here, so all profits stay here.
Gotcha.
And
That's a great answer.
Martin,
I mean, what else to say?
And you're absolutely right, Martin. And the people make the difference. People that know that it's called Lewis, not lose. That that we're in Bridgeville right now. I mean, it does really make a difference.
Well, switching banks can be scary for some people, or not scary necessarily, but they feel it to be a pain and something they don't want to get involved in, right, Jack? That's possible.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, switching banks is a process, and we understand that. I mean, 6 years ago, we started with, how many clients we start with, Martin? Oh, 0. That's right, 0.
Wow.
So we understand that it is a little bit of a process to move banks, but we walk you through the process. We really do make it personal because it is about the client. It is not about the bank. And you really don't have to take our word for it. You can see it yourself. You could call Martin right now. You could call Martin right now, and I'm going to give out your cell phone number.
Wow.
519-2643.
Give it again.
519-2643. And guess what? That's area code 302. Some people working in Sussex County have phones from somewhere else. That's kind of weird. But we have 302.
All right.
We have 302. You can actually stop right here and talk to Jimmy's. We're at Jimmy's every Friday with Dan, hanging out with Delaware 1059. Since day one, the board, the management, the leadership, and all of the people that we've hired to build this bank, our mission was to provide quality banking services right here in our community. We don't go all over the country. All we care about is folks right here in Sussex. We're not the biggest. We probably will never be the biggest. We don't have the biggest advertising budget. What we do have is a lot of very hardworking people that are going to make a difference. Now, if this is something that sounds like, hey, I'm not getting that right now, I'd like to have a part of that, you can call us at 226-3333. You can check us out on the web, www.communitybankdelaware.com. Stop by and see us in Lewis. Stop by and see us on Route 1 in Rehoboth. We have clients all over the county. Martin travels a lot of miles to visit customers in their own place of business, so that's certainly not a problem. We would love to talk to you about your business and how we can help you be successful. We are an FDIC-insured bank. We are an equal housing lender, Community Bank Delaware, 226-3333.
226-3333. CommunityBankDelaware.com. I've been over there many times. It's a great operation. Real quick reminder, they're involved in a lot of community events, and here's a plug for one of them.
Nouveau Beaujolais. This is a great event that we're involved in. Shannon McGinn, that works for us, is kind of leading the charge on this. It's coming up. It's Tuesday in November. No, that's not. Yeah, Tuesday, November 27th.
Sure.
5 to 7. All the money goes to for the Red Cross. I know you're on the committee, Martin, and they're calling around trying to get sponsors and door prizes and things to auction off, right?
That's correct. We had a meeting yesterday, and this time of year we're looking for people to make donations for the silent auction, live auction. So if you have something you would like to give us or help us out, call Shannon at 226-3333.
4 times. That's right. 3333.
226-3333. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Community Bank Delaware.
Thanks, Dan.
Coming up, we have traffic. We have weather. Somebody's putting together a saxophone here. I see State Senator Gary Simpson is here having breakfast, so we may get him on the microphone to say hi. Ron Hall is in my corner, literally in the corner, back here in the dining area at Jimmy's Grill, giving away Delaware 1059 mugs. We're saying go Orioles. They were winners last night. It's 2-2, the final game tonight in New York. Oh, sorry, Yankees fans. This could be it, huh? Yeah. So that's coming up. We have Alex Pyres talking politics, an amazing thing happening in that race. Oh, my gosh. The bombs that are being dropped in that Senate race, amazing. We'll talk about that in the next half hour as well. And Jim Weller is coming up in a few minutes after the news break to talk, to play the saxophone, apparently, and to talk about things. And right now we're going to go to Fred. Fred is on hold with us right now from Jimmy's Grill. Fred is with 1 Hour Heating and Air. Fred, good morning. Tell us a little bit about 1 Hour Heating and Air.
1 Hour Heating and Air is located in the Delmarva area. We're locally owned, and we're a national franchise that specializes in heating and air conditioning. Today, Dan, we're actually offering a special for your listeners. It's today only. If they call us up and they book a free estimate for geothermal, we'll give them 20% off. We'll come out next week or whenever it's convenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
They got to book it today, though, and they'll get 20% off.
So they have to call to get 20% off the geothermal. You'll come out, do the estimate, and then you'll take 20% off if you book today. That's what you're telling me?
That's correct. And also, with the tax credits, they can actually take another 30% off, so they'll actually get the system for almost 50% off.
That's a pretty good deal. I mean, I don't know how you could pass that by. So what is the telephone number for 1 Hour Heating and Air?
Well, they can call us if you're in Maryland at 410-629-0003. Or if you're in Delaware, it's 302-877-0807.
All right, 1 Hour Heating and Air. 410-629-0003. And tell us that Delaware number again.
It's 302-877-0807. And if you want to check us out on the web, it's Delmarva1HourAir.com.
Delmarva1HourAir.com. Thanks, Fred. Good to talk to you. We're live at Jimmy's Grill. Time for traffic, weather. Back in a minute. We have news on the way as well. Delaware 1059.
And at 8:25, time for Delaware 1059 Traffic Watch on this Friday morning with Robin Bryson.
Sun glare definitely a factor traveling around the area this morning, but we're running fairly well. Normal busy activity as you travel into Dover on northbound 13. Southbound coming down from Smyrna's not doing too badly so far. A little bit of busy activity through there as well. And Route 1 through the Dover Toll Plaza running without delays in both north and southbound. Through Milford, you're in good shape this morning. Through Georgetown, you're getting busy on 113 around Route 9 around Route 404. You do get some congestion there, but nothing too far out of the ordinary. And same thing as you travel Route 24 from Millsboro, heading out toward Route 1. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on the new Delaware 1059.
Thanks, Robin. Now meteorologist Maggie Johnson with your 3-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties from the Delaware 1059 Weather Center.
Sunshine mixed with some clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow's going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75. on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 1059 Weather Center.
Hey everybody, Joe Kendall from Kendall Home Furnishings in West Ocean City and Fenwick Island, Delaware, and I need your help. Kendall Home Furnishings is in the process of an amazing year, and my warehouse is overflowing with scratch and dents, one of a kind, discontinued, misordered items that need to go and need to go now. So this Saturday, head to Kendall's Furniture Warehouse in Berlin, Maryland, right behind Barrett Chevrolet. Bring your pickup, bring your buddy who has a van. Starting at 9 o'clock, you're going to save between 70 and 90%. If you need directions, visit OCKHF.com and click on Warehouse Directions.
All right, I don't know what's going on here at Jimmy's Grill. We're having fun at the breakfast table. I can tell you this much. Jim is going to come back after the news break and sell us a saxophone. Is that right? Are you going to play the saxophone?
No, I can't play it. I don't have a permit to play it.
Okay.
So I can't play it.
Yeah. Jim,
I'll get in trouble.
Jim Boots Randolph Weller will be talking about... Am I dating myself with the Boots Randolph? My parents had Boots Randolph records.
Really?
I don't know if you recall that guy, Yakety Sax. Yeah.
Oh,
that was really popular in my parents' age.
Mm.
Yakety Sax.
Sounds
You
like
remember that, don't you, sir? Yakety Sax. He's nodding his head. I'm not pointing at you because you look elderly. I'm just saying he's a nice man and he's giving me thumbs up. We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be right here.
We're going to talk saxophone. We're going to talk politics. Oh, my goodness. Alex Pires threw a firebomb into the room yesterday, and we'll talk to him about that coming up in just a moment. I mean, really, a verbal firebomb. We'll talk about it coming up. Delaware 1059. Yeah, it's a great.
We figure talk radio means you get to talk too, with people you know, from right here. The new Delaware 1059.
And with Jim, it's Yakety Socks.
And here's Maggie Johnson with your three-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties from the Delaware 1059 Weather Center.
We're caught up. We made that
Sunshine
half
mixed
hour
with some
happen.
clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit sky tonight,
Starlit.
quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow is going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, then partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the
that's like the
Delaware
Benny Hill music.
1059 Weather Center.
Yeah. Now you recognize it, right? Listen.
From the disappearance and murder of a Milford woman. 38-year-old Clarence Jackson is going to prison for 30 years, while 32-year-old Tia Johnson gets 7.5 years behind bars. They were charged as accomplices in the killing of 26-year-old Christine Shetty, who went missing in November of 2007 in Pocomoke City. Her remains were found in March of 2010 on the grounds of a Snow Hill bed and breakfast. In court yesterday, Jackson and Johnson said they were sorry. A Texas man, Justin Michael Hadel, is serving life without parole in connection with the murder. Wildlife officials in Delaware say a disease spread by biting flies has killed about 130 white-tailed deer in the state. Delaware Division of Fish and Wildlife officials say the outbreak of episodic hemorrhagic disease began about 6 years ago, killing a number of deer, dozens of them, in Sussex County's Redden State Forest. And Delaware is welcoming a new group of volunteers today, looking to use their skills and talents to help others. 90 members of this year's AmeriCorps class are set to be sworn in at a ceremony at Legislative Hall in Dover. CBS News is next, covering the nation and the world on Delaware 1059. And we're back to Dan Gaffney live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville. It's CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett. In a quick poll of uncommitted voters taken right after the vice presidential debate last night, Joe Biden considered the winner in this CBS News survey by 50 to 31% overall.
Joe Biden was out there hitting Ryan and Romney on everything that Democrats said President Obama had left on the table.
Says John Dickerson, CBS News political director. There was plenty of give and take last night from Biden.
With all due respect, that's a bunch of malarkey.
And from GOP challenger Paul Ryan.
I think the vice president very well knows that sometimes the words don't come out of your mouth the right way.
But I always say what I mean.
On CBS This Morning, correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Vice President Biden actually made some news. He became the highest-ranking administration official to blame faulty intelligence for the White House's shifting stories about what happened in that attack in Benghazi, Libya, that led to the deaths of 4 Americans.
CBS News Update, I'm Dave Barrett.
Holly Kia, this is Brandon. Brandon, you have to help me. My old car is sucking the life
mini
out
pot.
of me. Take it
What's
easy.
the mini pot?
Bring your show trading.
Oh, mini array.
$7,000 discount off any select new Kia in
The
stock.
show log.
Ah, now that is something I can sink my teeth into. Get it?
The mini pot. The neti pot. Still learning the neti.
Hello, sir.
Any trade at Holly Kia in Selbyville or Felton. Try out the award-winning new 2013 Kia Optima for just $199 per month, or a hot new 2013 Kia Soul for just $169 per month. And all new Kias are backed by a 10-year, 100,000 limited warranty. Plus, if you have a job bringing home
I do better
we
just
want
holding
to
it.
approve your credit only at Holly Kia.
You have
with
a
two
cell
great
phone?
locations on Route 13 in Felton and at Route 113 and
You know how
54
to play
in
this?
Selbyville.
Remember, Jim
wanna
wants
play
to
it?
see you in a Halloween
Really?
Kia, so come visit us at hollykia.com today.
Qualified applicants 36
Copper payment.
Brooks' wife knows how to do it. No. We're just selling this thing.
Jim Weller is
The less
here
you know, the
live at
better.
Jimmy's Grill.
All right.
Has a little commercial segment, and you never know what
Grab
Jim's
it.
going to have
Okay, hold on.
from
Stop.
Jim Weller's
Okay.
Utility Trailers in Bridgeville and Weller's Clearance Center in Ellendale, where they sell sheds like never
Everything.
before. And Jim has a saxophone with him.
Yes, I do.
Unbelievable.
We have now.
You're going to play yakety sax?
Well, Colin's
Oh,
got it right here
Colin.
for us.
You want me to
play it, Jim?
Sure.
Yeah. Here, hold it up.
Am I doing all right?
There you go.
I can even talk loud.
That's yakety sax.
So you can see what the saxophone sounds like.
That was Boots Randolph, everybody.
Yep. So anyway, I have this saxophone. If you
Oh,
go
hold on,
to,
Jim.
Okay.
In your case, it might be yakety socks.
Yep, we're going to sock it to them. Anyway, go to catchitlive.com right now if you want to see this one of a kind. Here's what it says on here. It's a Selmer, the Selmer company, and it's a Bundy. So it's a Selmer Bundy saxophone, complete with case.
Alto sax.
Alto sax, I guess. I will give you as much instruction as I know, which is nothing. So I don't know anything about it.
Is it new?
No, it's used. I actually bought it at an auction. So anyway,
in
I
great
was
shape.
checking online. I guess these things go for up to almost $1,000 used. So I want to just move it. I want to get rid of it. We found a music store that would pay me, $700-800 for it. I want to sell it for $675. Like to get rid of it today or tomorrow. It's at Jimmy's Grill right now. It'll be here till about 10:30. After that, it'll be at the Weller's Utility Trailer store in Bridgeville. So if you've always had a desire to have one of these, now is your lucky day. So come on in. I do not know much about it. It looks like it's in excellent condition. Comes with a case and a bunch of other little things and a strap and so on. So it's a, what's it called? I forgot already. Alto saxophone, available only at Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville. 337-8228. Go to catchitlive.com if you want to see what it looks like. I'm standing here holding it right now. Might be the last chance you get to see me holding a saxophone. But anyway, $675 is what I want for it. Of course, if you're out of state, no sales tax. And if you got something you want to trade in, maybe we'll trade something in on this thing. Again, I'm not looking for anything I have to feed. And people say, what do I mean by that? I mean, I don't want no goats, and I don't want no emus or cows or chickens or anything like that. I guess I would trade in a big old beef cow on this thing. I could do that if I had to. So anyway, 337-8228. Watch us at catchitlive.com. And
it's a nice looking saxophone, Jim.
It really is. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen at Jimmy's Grill, to be honest with you. So want to remind you to come by our booth at Apple Scrapple tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff on display. And if you didn't hear earlier, my daughter's having a yard sale, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning at Weller's in Bridgeville, all kinds of kid stuff. And my son Jimmy has a birthday on Sunday. So as a birthday gift to the community, if you stop in Weller's in Bridgeville today or tomorrow, no purchase necessary, just say hi to Jimmy. We're going to have some birthday cake while it lasts, and we'll give you a free Weller's t-shirt and a free Weller's flashlight. So no purchase necessary. Just stop into Weller's in Bridgeville and say howdy to Jimmy Weller. So happy birthday, Jimmy. Happy day tomorrow at Apple Scrapple. The weather's going to be beautiful, and our store's got lots of stuff going on, too. So check us out. Weller's in Ellendale, 422-7336. Weller's in Bridgeville, 337-8228. On the web, wellers.com. And please buy this saxophone today so I'll be done with it today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
The Dan Gaffney program. Yesterday, the Delaware Democratic Party, Tom Carper, our senator is a Democrat, being challenged by Alex Pires, the independent candidate. And yesterday, the Delaware Democratic Party put out a press release that they had filed a complaint against Alex Pires with the Federal Elections Commission. And the gist of the complaint, which I read this morning, if I can paraphrase it, was that, they looked through all the details of what federal election laws say, and they say that he used staff members of his restaurants or businesses to work on his campaign, and then it's not properly filed in the paperwork. Specifically, at his campaign announcement down at the Bottle and Cork in Dewey Beach, they say that should have been, or that corporations can't give to campaigns or something, and that's a corporation. It also mentions Jimmy's Grill. At one of his functions, Jimmy's Grill gave out, chicken or food. And so they filed a complaint about that. And also, they mentioned that on his website and maybe one other piece, they didn't have the proper disclaimer, the little line that says paid for by Alex Pires for Senate. So they sent that out, which happens in a campaign. And what you do in the news business, what our news department did, is you say, well, let's get Alex's response. And then we'd have a complete package, a complete political story. One side says this, the response is this. So we got the response yesterday from Alex Pires, and I will read it. I'm going to quote it, and then we're going to talk to Alex about it. I think that's only fair. He's on the phone.
Okay.
I'll quote it. It says, Alex Pires' response to Carper Federal Election Commission complaint. Quote, 1. Mr. Carper beat his first wife. 2. Mr. Carper beat his second wife. And 3. Mr. Carper repeatedly lies about his military record. Mr. Carper has never set foot in Vietnam and was not and is not a Vietnam vet, yet brags about having done 3 tours in Vietnam. In retaliation, he complains to the FEC that I gave 3 older ladies pieces of chicken from Jimmy's Grill, the best chicken in Delaware.
It is the best chicken in Delaware.
That is the only part of the response that I can make claim to, is I agree with that, and that is true, that they do have the best chicken. But Alex, do you care to elaborate on that whole story and those claims this morning? I give you that opportunity.
Sure. We've been releasing every day chapters of our book called The Real Tom Carper, about who this gentleman really is. And he's a hothead, and is something who strikes back whenever anybody says anything about him, which is why he got in trouble with his wives. And he made allegations. He hit me and said, my lawyers and accountants didn't make the filings correctly. And
I'm sorry, what? Say that again?
I said he made allegations. He writes the letters to the Federal Election Commission, which everybody does. It's just the typical thing that happens in an election. This is where you make your filings, and all our filings were made with them on time and all that. And makes allegations that are not true, but that's not the point. The point is that you're going to do that, and you're going to use the Democratic Party to hit me. I'm going to hit you back because I'm not afraid of him. And so my answer is, if you want to take cheap shots, because I think the mistake we made is I think we were in Middletown. I think 2 or 3 women got some free chicken from Jimmy's. I think that's really the allegation.
Right.
I think we owe $1.75, I believe, that we have to pay. We have to find that receipt for $1.75. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm not really running against Tom Carper. I'm running against the big banks, and just to give people an idea of what goes on. Bank of America, is a $2.3 billion company. J.P. Morgan is $2.1 billion. Citigroup is $2.0 billion. Wells Fargo is $1.2. That's $7.6 trillion. $7.6 trillion. They own Tom Carper. Tom Carper is their god. He takes more money from corporations, including them, as a part of his contributions than any Democrat in the country. He is the most corrupt senator in the history in the history of the Democratic Party and the history of Delaware. And I'm not afraid of him. So if he wants to take me on, Tom, come on in. We've got 2 debates next week. I'm gonna whip his fanny. He's not that bright, and he needs a staff of 25 people to cart him around. I mean, the latest thing I found out is he's not allowed to drive a car. That's how ill this guy is.
Well, let me
carry
ask
him
you.
around he's going to go out tomorrow, and he's going to get in his car and take a photo. That's how Tom does. The Democratic Party wouldn't let him speak at the convention because he can't speak that clearly anymore. I mean, I'm just tired of it, and I'm not afraid of him. Look, here's my answer. Philip Morris went after me because I sued them. Laura Wright went after me because I sued them. Department of Defense went after me because I sued them. USDA. You know, there's nothing about my life that hasn't been poured over a million times. I've been filmed and followed and tracked. There's nothing about me that isn't already out there. And I told him from the get-go, you can follow him. He follows me on now and films me everywhere I go. That's not going to stop me. You know, whether I win this election or not, I'm going to stop this corruption in Delaware, one way or the other. And I'm not afraid of him. I'm
All
not
right,
afraid of him at all.
can you, Alex, substantiate any of the 3 claims that you made about the wife beating and his phony military record, to put it bluntly? I mean, are you providing any supporting documentation on those claims?
Sure. Let me answer all 3 of them. Tom Copper is not a Vietnam vet. I have a copy of the official statement that came from, the Department of Defense. He's never, ever, ever, ever been in Vietnam, ever. He went back about 7 or 8 years ago with a group of congressmen and walked around in a circle and took photos. He was never there in Vietnam, and it's a disgrace to claim he's a Vietnam vet. For the 50,000 men and women who died and the 23 million traditional veterans in the country, in which I'm one of, to lie and say you're a Vietnam vet is dishonest. He was never there. You know what he did during the whole era? We were all assigned someplace. I was in the reserves. They sent me to Kentucky, and you get signed to places. You know what he was doing?
What?
Also, he's not a pilot. He was in the back of a plane doing runs. He's not a pilot. He was once a member of a crew. He was in the Philippines, which is, 1,000 miles from Vietnam. He was in Hawaii. He never, ever served there. Matter of fact, the planes that he was sitting in the back of, he's not a pilot, never even landed in Vietnam. They weren't allowed to. The whole thing is a complete fabrication. So if you look at all of his releases, he constantly talks about Vietnam. That's dishonest, and I'm not putting up with it. I'm not putting up with it at all. I was the fundraiser for the Vietnam Memorial in my hometown. They let me speak, because I had been so involved. I'm not letting him do that, and I don't care. Let me go to the other 2. Number 1, not only did he beat his first wife, but when he was being deposed, he didn't even have the decency to apologize. Any man who beats a woman deserves what he's going to get, which is I'm going to bring it up every time he takes some cheap shot on behalf of the banks against me. I'm not going to step down to this clown. I'm just not. And secondly, he beat his second wife. She ended up in Christiana Hospital. I interviewed one of the doctors who are there. You can't get the records. And he said, what do you want from me? I'm not going to lose my license. You can't have the records. He doesn't deny it. He doesn't deny that he beat his first wife or his second wife.
Right, and the first one, there is some sort of court, a deposition document on that one, isn't there?
Yeah, and he doesn't apologize. He beats her, and he doesn't apologize. So this is my answer, Tom Copper. You want to take me on, you take me on. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of the Democratic Party, and I'm not afraid of the 4 big banks. They know I'm going after them. I don't like what they're doing. They've made Delaware so corrupt. And I intend to put all of my effort into cleaning it up.
All right, we have about 30 seconds before a break. If someone wants to know more about your campaign,
they should just go on the website. It's independentalex.com or Alex Pires 2012. Thanks for having me on, Dan.
independentalex.com. There's Alex Pires coming out swinging hard like I have never seen or read anywhere in any race, in Delaware especially. This is the Dan Gaffney program. We are at Jimmy's Grill. Your phone call's coming up, and our telephone number is 839-1059, 839-1059. On a different topic, I do hope State Senator Gary Simpson can say hi to us in a few minutes. now that he has ingested a delicious breakfast from Jimmy's Grill, where they're serving apple pancakes and scrapple, because it's apple scrapple, delicious. And wow, we'll be right back. Delaware 105.9.
.847 on Delaware 105.9 Traffic Watch, being brought to you by Grease Monkey. Help wipe out breast cancer and get your pink wiper blades at Grease Monkey, and at the same price as regular wiper blades. Grease Monkey, the quick change artist. Looking at the Friday commute, Robin Bryson.
Traffic's been running pretty well all morning long and remains that way at this point as we wind down the rush hour. Haven't seen any major delays in and out of Dover, just some of the normal busy activity this morning. Watch for the closure still of Victory Chapel Road west of Dover between Route 8 and West Denny's Road until the end of November. In Sussex County, major routes also have been running fairly well. Crews out on Route 36 between Shawnee Road and 113 in Milford. Lane restrictions there until 6 o'clock this afternoon. They're also out on the Stein Highway, Route 20, both directions, with some paving work today near the state line, and that'll be there until about 6 o'clock as well. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on the new Delaware 105.9.
Whatever the weather, you'll hear it here. First thing in the morning and throughout the hour, throughout your busy day. The new Delaware 105.9.
Well, we're still in the 40s, but we have some warmer weather on the way for the weekend with the 3-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties. Here's meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Sunshine will mix with some clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow's going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Listen Thursday mornings at 8:10 with me, Dan Gaffney, for a chance to win a gift bag full of goodies from local business owners in Long Neck, Delaware. There are many great businesses open all year round to serve you, like a Touch of Dutch country store with real Amish wood furniture, meats and cheese, bulk spices and gifts, Long Neck Car Wash, full service, hand towel dry, Holland Jewelers, diamonds, watches, and gold buying, Riverside Grill, great casual food, pool tables and sports TVs, Shorts Marine, now featuring a huge selection of archery, hunting, and camping supplies, Bob Willie & Sons, propane, heating oil, and gas appliances. Best Days Hardware, the helpful hardware folks for all of your home and garden needs. La Dolce Vita, specializing in authentic Italian cuisine, seafood and steaks, and early bird specials, only $10. Listen this Thursday morning at 8:10. We'll talk with DJ Pat Brown about his music services, Ice Productions, along with special deals and offers from all of these great businesses in Long Neck, Delaware. And the next time you're driving down Route 24, remember, stop and shop, dine, or just visit one of the friendly business owners in Long Neck, Delaware.
Just say no.
Say no to what?
Just say no to paying full price when you can get it half off. Restaurants, shopping, attractions, activities, all at half price at GetItHalfOff.com. New half price deals every week throughout Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. Your life at half price. GetItHalfOff.com. This week's featured offers include Frightland on Port Penn Road in Middletown, Delaware, Pat's Pizza, Forest Avenue in Dover and Route 1 in Lewis, Delaware, and Jason's Woods, Stemmen Road in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
8:51 on Delaware 105.9. You know, nestled between the big national chain stores, there's a local family-owned grocer that still believes in providing fresh local produce, hand-cut meats, and old-fashioned friendly service. Hawker's G&E Supermarket and Hawker's Supercenter are now taking their unsurpassed meat reputation to the next level by offering high-quality store-smoked barbecue and ready-to-grill store-made specialty meats. Gluten-free hot dogs, no fillers or additives, just 100% premium pork hot dogs made daily on the premises using Hawker's secret family recipes. Delicious sweet, hot Italian, country, and maple sausage. Half-pound burgers in a variety of flavors like sweet onion, mushroom, and Swiss. Cajun blue cheese, bacon and cheddar, or even an Italian burger. Hawker's pulled pork barbecue and beef brisket are available for sandwiches at the deli next to Hawker's Supercenter. And if you're a hunter, bring your deer straight to Hawker's. They can do it all. Make deer steaks, burgers, sausage, pepperoni, bologna, etc. Hawker's G&E Supermarket on Cedar Neck Road in Ocean View. and Hawker Supercenter on the corner of routes 26 and 17 in Clarksville.
All right, here we are on Delaware 105.9. You got to feel good. State Senator Gary Simpson coming by the breakfast table here live at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville. It's got to make your life a little easier when you have no opponent, right?
It sure does.
Unopposed in an election, right?
It sure does. Remember, I had a primary, so that was sort of put a damper on my summer
You didn't get off scot-free then.
Yeah.
Hey, there were some veterans and those who support veterans living at the Home of the Brave that had their concerns, and they aired their concerns publicly, and then there was some fallout from that. And you've met with the Home of the Brave and these folks a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well,
State Senator Gary Simpson.
Last week, a group of legislators met among ourselves to just determine a path forward of how we should best tackle this. It's not a state agency. It's a nonprofit 501c3 organization that's run by a board. And we determined last week that we would like to meet with the members of Home of the Braves Board of Directors, which we did this week. There were 7 legislators and 5 members of their board. One of those members is part of your community bank organization that's here with us today. And it's a good group of board members, leaders in their communities. 2 of the members that met with us were actually members of the Veterans Affairs Commission. It's a good group. So we were able to air what we had heard from the veterans themselves, and they were, of course, then able to give us their side of the story. Like I say, we don't have a lot of authority to go in there, but these veterans are our constituents as well. After hearing the board side of the story and them listening to us, I think at this point we're convinced that the board is doing a good job. They heard our concerns. They'll go back and address any of the concerns that we had with the organization and take it up as a board. But we left the meeting, I think, both feeling good about the situation.
Do you think the veterans that are living there are going to feel good about the outcome?
I think eventually they will. It's sort of I don't want to say a change of mission, but that's sort of what the feeling I got in talking to the board, that the mission is sort of changed from being a homeless shelter to being a place where these fellows can come in, learn how to function in getting a job. That's part of the goal there, is to get these people back on their feet.
I think we could say transitional place to be, right?
That's a good way to put it, Dan. And I think that's what they're moving toward, is a transition, getting them back on their feet, getting them reestablished back into the community, back into their families in many instances. These guys have been through a lot over the years, and I think that the board is making an honest effort to be a valuable resource there. And any change in leadership, there is going to be some hard feelings as they transition toward the new mission.
Well, did the veterans speaking out prompt this thing to happen? I mean, did they help move this meeting along and get this happening? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's, I think, the benefit of the service that Talk Radio and yourself is providing. It gave them an opportunity to speak out. It got the legislators actively involved. Like I said, there were 7 legislators. 2, the sort of the ad hoc chairman of the group, I'd asked Senator Bunning to sort of act as the convener of the meeting this week. He's the chairman of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. Yeah. Representative Atkins was there as the co-chair of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, and I think everyone felt good coming out of that meeting that we had made progress and that we were better informed of what they were trying to accomplish at Home of the Brave. It's a good organization. It's a tough mission, but that there is a path forward that's going to take place.
All right, Gary Simpson, thanks for checking in with us. I appreciate it.
What did you think of the debate last night?
You know, I did not watch it. I was listening to it, so I missed some of. I should ask you. I missed some of the smiling and the laughing and all of the Joe Biden doing Joe Biden. What did you think, Gary Simpson?
I thought Joe came across as arrogant, disrespectful, rude. He was certainly forceful. As one of the commentators said, if you just listen to it without seeing the actions going on in person,
a little different.
It's a little different. How Congressman Ryan kept his composure, and I guess that was the whole gist of why Joe was doing so much laughing. I mean, out loud laughing. Was trying to throw Representative Ryan off his game, and he didn't accomplish that. And I thought he came across as very juvenile and immature.
Did you ever see Joe Biden in person act that way?
have
you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But Joe's well loved in Delaware, and
right. Do you think the rest of the country thinks all of Delaware is like that?
Well, I hope that's not the case.
Right.
We've got some other characters running around Delaware as well.
Gary, we're out of time. Gary Simpson.
Thank you.
Thanks for your analysis, Gary, of the debate last night. We're coming up on a news break. This is Dan Gaffney live at Jimmy's Grill, Delaware, 105.9.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 8:59. Good morning, I'm Mark Founcer. A man and woman who helped move and bury the body of a murder victim have been sentenced to prison. 32-year-old Tia Johnson and 38-year-old Clarence Jackson entered Alford pleas yesterday in court to being accessories after the fact in the 2007 slaying of 26-year-old Christine Shetty of Milford. Jackson was sentenced to 30 years and Johnson received 7.5. Justin Hadel of College Station, Texas, was sentenced last year to life without parole for killing Shetty, who went missing in 2007. Her body was found in February 2010 on the grounds of a bed and breakfast in Snow Hill. 3,700, that's the number of Delaware residents who have been arrested and charged with DUI since January of this year. A few more checkpoints are taking place over the weekend in Sussex County, Kent County as well. Coming up following CBS News, the latest verbal volley in the race for Delaware's U.S. Senate seat. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis. Good morning, it's 9 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. They watch, they listen. Now Americans are sharing opinions on Biden versus Ryan. One self-described Romney backer says he'd give the edge in last night's debate to the vice president.
He showed he was sharp as a tack. There were low expectations for him, whether we were being played to expect that or not. He did fine. He held his own.
Another Republican doesn't see it that way.
I got to give it to my man, Congressman Ryan. I think he did everything right and represented the platform well.
The debate covered everything from taxes to Medicare and the Middle East. Neither man landed a knockout blow, but the punches were sharp.
The next time you hear them say, don't worry about it, we'll get a few wealthy people to pay their fair share. Watch out, middle class. The tax bill is coming to you.
Just get out of the way. Stop talking about how you care about people. Show me something.
50% of the undecided voters in a CBS News poll called it for Biden. 31% gave it to Ryan. But political analyst Larry Sabato says the pressure will still be on the president when he debates Mitt Romney next Tuesday night.
Only President Obama can rescue President Obama. He is the one who did terribly in Denver. He's going to have to do much better in the second debate.
The post-debate fact-checkers have been busy. Live to CBS News correspondent Gary Nunn. What did they find out?
Frank, among the feisty words were some fishy facts, says Rob Farley of factcheck.org, enough blur to go around.
Particularly on some of these tax and Medicare figures that we're hearing so much distortion on both sides.
Farley says that Ryan appears to have exaggerated when he said that Republicans could achieve across-the-board tax cuts and still shrink the deficit. Biden says the Obama administration bailed out GM and Chrysler, when in fact it began under George W. Bush. By one count, Biden interrupted Ryan 82 times.
Well, this came as something of a surprise.
The Nobel Peace Prize for 2012 is to be awarded to the European Union.
Christian Berg-Harpviken with Norway's Peace Research Institute questions the timing.
It's a puzzling choice in 2012, given the trouble that the EU is facing and the institutional impasse over tackling those troubles.
Here at home, the government's looking into a steering problem in the 2011 Hyundai Santa Fe SUV. Officials say a fastener can come loose, causing the steering shaft to come apart. Drivers could lose control. And the government is also investigating brake problems in the Honda Pilot SUV. The Space Shuttle Endeavour, capable of covering more than 17,000 miles in an hour, is inching through the streets of Los Angeles at all of 2 miles per hour on its way to retirement in the California Science Center. What a sight.
It's a puzzling choice in 2000.
It's just a really beautiful sight. We were watching it move through the lights as it came through the gate, and it was really remarkable how it just threaded the needle coming through that gate.
400 trees and some traffic lights had to be taken down to make room for the shuttle's 78-foot wingspan. A second month of sharp increases in gasoline prices drove the government's measure of wholesale prices higher in September. Aside from energy, prices for most other things were well behaved. S&P futures are up 5 points. This is CBS News.
When I heard Wells Fargo was giving their customers a free credit score, I figured I'd stop in.
It's part of our limited time promotion. We'll give you a personal access code so you can obtain a free credit score and complimentary credit report. We can also talk about your credit score and how it impacts you.
Good to know.
Stop into Wells Fargo from now until November 15, 2012, and ask a banker about how to get your personal access code to obtain a free credit score and complimentary credit report. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. See a banker for specific promotion details.
Mike Rowe here at a Ford dealer with a little Q&A for Fiona. According to the signs, Ford is having some sort of big tire event. How would you describe the event?
It's big.
The savings one might enjoy at the event.
They're big.
What about the selection?
Big.
Get a $60 mail-in rebate on Ford Select tires. Use the Ford Service credit card for an extra $60.
So I think we can agree then that Ford's tire event is good sized.
No, Michael. It's big.
Subject to credit approval. Rebate by check. Offer cannot be combined. See participating Ford dealer for rebate and other offer details through 11/30/12.
Delaware 105.9 News Time 9:04. News being brought to you by Delaware Propane, your competitively priced, locally owned and operated propane gas supplier, serving all of Sussex and Kent counties. Give them a call at 653-2009 or visit them online at delpropane.com. Well, the Delaware Democratic Party has filed a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission alleging violations of campaign finance laws by independent candidate for Senate Alex Pires. The complaint dated Wednesday of this week alleged that Pires passed out free food and drink from bars and restaurants that he owns at campaign events without disclosing any payments to those businesses for the food and staff time used. The Democrats allege that Pires violated federal law by accepting prohibited corporate in-kind contributions. Democrats also claim that Pires had failed to include disclaimers on his website and political communications indicating who paid for them. In response, Pires launched into an attack on his opponent, Senator Carper, and said the complaint related to pieces of chicken he offered to, quote, old ladies at one of his restaurants. A Lincoln woman is facing charges. She battled with police in Milford after cops investigated reports she was yelling and cursing in the parking lot of Valley Run Apartments. Milford police say 21-year-old Sarah Wilson fought with cops who tried to arrest her and then tried to run away. She was subdued and brought to police headquarters, charged with crimes including offensive touching of a cop, resisting arrest, and felony refusal to submit to fingerprints, as well as disorderly conduct. A woman who was reported missing in Dover this week is now safe. Police say 23-year-old Lavonda Dixon had been seen last Monday at Dover Downs Hotel and Casino. Police say she apparently did not tell a number of acquaintances about her plans and was missing for several days. Well, Delaware is welcoming a new group of volunteers hoping to use their talents to help others. 90 members of this year's Delaware AmeriCorps class are being sworn in today at Legislative Hall in Dover. Over the next year, the AmeriCorps members will be serving agencies such as Habitat for Humanity, Public Allies, and Ministry of Caring in a fashion similar to the Peace Corps, which works internationally. The AmeriCorps volunteers work domestically. Sports with Schofield coming up, and more of Dan Gaffney live from Jimmy's Grill. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 9:06.
Hi, this is Bill from Delaware Propane. If you're unhappy with your current propane gas supplier, give us a call. We're locally owned and operated, priced competitively, offer a wide range of customer discounts and budget programs, and always provide exceptional service. Call us today at 653-2009 and see why Delaware Propane is the right choice for your propane needs. Visit our website at delpropane.com. That's DELPROPANE.com. PROPANE.com.
We start with high school sports from Thursday. In girls field hockey, Anna Frederick scored twice for Cape as they downed Cesar Rodney 4-1. Kira Watson made 17 saves in the loss for the Riders. Taylor Hatfield and Anna Collins scored goals for Sussex Tech as they shut out Archmere Academy 2-0. Laurel edges Indian River 1-0. Smyrna and Lake Forest tie at 2, and Woodbridge down Seaford 2-1. J.J. Hardy's RBI double in the 13th inning gave the Orioles the lead, and Jim pitched a perfect inning to record the save as the O's beat the Yankees 2-1 to force Game 5 today at 5:07. The winner will advance to the American League Championship Series against the Detroit Tigers. They won their Game 5 last night over the Oakland A's 6-0. Justin Verlander tossed a complete game, allowing just 4 hits and striking out 11.
Check.
The Washington Nationals forced a Game 5 in their National League Division Series against the Cardinals. Jason Worth hit a walk-off home run in the 9th to win it 2-1. Game 5 set for tonight at 8:37. And Rob Barones kicked his 4th field goal, a 40-yarder, as time expired to push the Tennessee Titans over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 26-23 on Thursday Night Football. The Steelers fall to 2-3. That's Schofield on Sports on the new Delaware 105.9.
And from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center, plenty of sunshine today. Some clouds around as well with a high of 68. We'll get to 61 tomorrow, warming up to 75 on Sunday. I'm Mark Fauser, Delaware 105.9 News. The Dan Gaffney Show continues now live from Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville on the new Delaware 105.9.
Yeah, having a great time. Good to see everybody out here today at Jimmy's Grill in Bridgeville. This is Apple Scrapple Weekend, and if you're coming into Bridgeville, make sure you stop by Jimmy's for breakfast. We have an opportunity with Andy Cannon now to get some tips for cold weather that is here when it comes to not only heating, but plumbing. Andy's with George Sherman Corporation, joining us live here today. Hi, Andy.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Yeah, tonight's going to be in the mid-30s. It's starting to get cool. So some of the things that you can do to prevent your pipes from freezing is take just your hose garden off. Disconnect it. A lot of people have the reels with their hose gardens on it. Just disconnect it from your
Right,
faucet, from your
we
house
got to remember
keep
that.
from freezing. Little things like that. If you have a crawl space, vent openings, close them up. So again, you eliminate the possibility of your pipes freezing underneath your house. Just takes a few minutes to do little precautionary things like that. Of course, with your heaters or your hearth products, now is a great time to give us a call, and we'll come out and send a qualified service technician out. Again, whether it's a heat pump, an oil furnace, a boiler, gas furnace, doesn't matter what type of heating system that you have.
That's why you call George Sherman Corporation,
Right.
because you deal all the different brands, servicing everything.
Correct. In addition to your hearth products, you have a gas log set or a direct vent fireplace. We'll schedule someone out to take care of all of your heating and hearth product needs as you're getting ready for the winter months.
All right.
Most importantly, the holidays, Dan. And I spoke to a woman the other day, and she asked us to give her a price on updating her system. It was about 12 years, 14 years old, because she was just that concerned about when the holidays come. She didn't want to worry about it breaking down or not having heat when she's got all the family over for Thanksgiving dinner. So she was being proactive and taking advantage of some of the incentives we have right now with the 0% financing to upgrade her system now, so she has peace of mind of knowing she has a reliable system for the entire winter. But in the event that you're not interested in upgrading your equipment, again, it's a great opportunity to have one of our technicians come out, get it fine-tuned and running for you for the winter.
All right. You have that end-of-the-month offer.
That's right. I mean,
to
to the end of the month, not only do we have the 0% financing on any appliances that you purchase from us over $2,500, you can get the 0% financing. But if you purchase an entire heating and air conditioning system, whether it be a geothermal or a heat pump or whatever, we're going to offer you 5 years free labor. If you purchase between now and the end of the month, we're going to offer that, extend that 1 year to a 5-year free warranty labor that we're going to cover. So again, you have peace of mind of knowing that you can count on George Sherman Corporation. Again, we're committed to customer service, and if you're in Sussex, you can call us at 645-5267.
All right, let me give that again, 645-5267.
Correct. Okay. And in Kent County, 697-9601. Or you can visit us on our website at georgeshermancorp.com and take advantage of looking at our website and seeing a lot of the testimonies and everything that we have from our customers, and all these products that we're talking about are offered as well. Again, 645-5267 or 697-9601.
All right, sounds good to me.
Appreciate it.
George Sherman Corporation, Andy Cannon, it's a pleasure having you here. And 645-5267 is the telephone number. And you're the guy that reminded me to undo my hose. Okay, I'm actually gonna.
Well, I accomplished something today. There
you
you go.
did, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But we should call George Sherman Corporation for more info and to get help in these areas that Andy talked about. 645-5267, and in Kent, 697-9601. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Great to see you. Good to see Ray, listener Ray. She's here today. Great longtime listener of the program, caller and supporter. We appreciate that. You know, we like happy endings here on the Dan Gaffney program, and we have one on the line right now. Apparently we have a caller, and this person was on the air with me, I believe, if not yesterday, the day before, with a dog that was lost. And good morning. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. So what was the deal with the lost dog?
Dexter the Beagle was lost. We found her, brought her into the store where I work, Hazard Auto Parts, and we called the radio station, and this Monday put it on, and a listener heard it, and it was her dog, and she came and rescued her.
Really? That is so awesome.
Happy ending for Dexter and a listener.
Well, thanks for that. I love that. The radio gets results even with the lost dog. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Awesome. Good story. Good story, man. Awesome. Here we are live at Jimmy's Grill, and Dave Hill is with us from Outlet Liquors. Dave, before we get into some of the issues of the morning and our roundtable, we're going to have you, Dave, tell us about a few things. First of all, Outlet Liquors tomorrow, the place to be for a big festival, right?
Our second festival of this year. It's our wine, beer, spirit, and food festival, 12 to 3. 60 wines to taste, seasonal beers to taste, spirits to taste. 8 local restaurants having fabulous food. Chapel Street Junction, Kathy Gorman. I mean, all this, 12 to 3. Dan Gaffney will greet you as you come in. You're going to be there at noon?
I'll be there at noon.
Yeah,
noon to 2 for the live broadcast.
You'll be able to come by, at least say hello to Dan.
He says I'll greet you because I stand right at the entrance, and there's usually a little line initially, and people are coming in, and I'm right by the table where people register.
Strategically located,
I
so
love being
Dan
there.
can interact with all the folks coming by. That's 12 to 3, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the Rusty Rudder Halloween Bash. So if you're looking for a place to be on Halloween to celebrate with all your friends, Rusty Rudder, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., no cover, Love Seed Mama Jump, $700 in cash and prizes. Wow. Place to be for your Halloween festivities. Every Sunday at Outlet Liquors, we have a special sale for our VIP cardholders, Dan. This Sunday, with the holidays coming up, for the fans and aficionados of Bailey's Irish Cream, we're going to have the 750 size of that on sale. Usually $19.99. It's going to be on sale $15.99. Limit of 3 bottles per customer. That's for our VIP card holders. How do you become a VIP card holder? You stop by Outlet Liquors and make a purchase. Sign up as you check out, or if you just want to come by and not necessarily make a purchase that day, go to the cash register. Become a VIP card holder. You'll get notice of all these weekly sales. If you take advantage of these weekly sales over the course of the year, you can save hundreds of dollars. You'll be notified of all the newest products coming in, all of our events, especially with Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all the celebrations, New Year's. Now is the time for spirits, wine, or beer for your holiday dinners, your parties, Christmas gifts, New Year's Eve celebrations. We're going to have the products that you need at the best price to make sure the rest of this year you can celebrate it and bring out 2012 and bring in 2013 in high style at a great value, great price, great products. I mean, folks, Outlet Liquors, where you need to shop for your wine, beer, and spirits.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Dave Hill joining us this morning at Outlet. Good to be here. What's the word on the crowd? Let's get Jim Weller, who's been walking around and talking to various tables this morning and socializing. between his commercials, but you're kind of my eyes, ears on the ground here at Jimmy's Grill.
Today's crowd was a little lighter than normal, but all that attended enjoyed their food tremendously. Now, the place has been pretty busy today. Jack actually brought his young bride, Susan, with him this morning. It was nice to see her here. So, yes, Jack and Susan Riddle were here. And that was nice to see Gary Simpson stop by, and my friend Donald McIlvain and his friend stopped by. And
right.
the place has been busy.
Ruth Briggs King was here earlier.
Yes, and Louise.
You know, where's Louise? I wanted to get her on the microphone.
Louise.
And David Eisenhower, a clerk of the peace candidate, is going to talk to us after this short break. Okay, guys? And then we'll get into a little Gaffney Group roundup, and we have a very important fundraising event to tell you about as well. All before 10. We're live in Bridgeville at Jimmy's Grill, live on the radio, Delaware 105.9.
CBS News app, right there on your dashboard. Check in for a quick update on the hour throughout your busy day. The new Delaware 105.9.
It's 9:18, and now your 3-day forecast for Sussex and Kent counties from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Sunshine will mix with some clouds, and it's going to become windy today with a high of 68. Starlit sky tonight, quite chilly with a low of 37. Now tomorrow's going to be bright and sunny, a little cooler with a high of 61, and partly sunny, beautiful, warming back up to 75 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
At Advanced Auto Parts, we don't do anything just part way. We go full throttle. We don't just sell batteries. We test and install them fast and free with purchase on most vehicles. That's a value of $20. We install them not because you couldn't do it yourself, but because we think you shouldn't. Take a breather, buddy. You deserve it. Free battery testing and installation only at Advanced Auto Parts. Service is our best part. Advanced Auto Parts. See store for details.
The Great American Fix-Up is going on now at the Home Depot, which puts any project within reach. Get new Bear Ultra now with Stain Blocker. It's the best-selling paint and primer in one that now eliminates stains. Just $31.98 a gallon. Paint over stains, brick, even rough wood. The paint makes it possible. The price makes it doable. At the Great American Fix-Up. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. U.S. only. See store for details.
Time for the Dow Jones Money Minute Report on Delaware 105.9.
More inflation in the pipeline. This is the Dow Jones Money Report. I'm Jeff Bellinger. Surging energy costs were the main cause of a spike in wholesale level inflation last month. Food prices were up modestly. The overall producer price index was up a little more than 1% in September. The core PPI, which excludes energy and food, was unchanged. Stock market futures pointing a little higher ahead of the Friday session on Wall Street. J.P. Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo both posted stronger quarterly results. J.B. Hunt Transport Services posted stronger third-quarter numbers. The trucking company's profit was up 14% from the prior third quarter. Ecolab is buying the energy company Champion Technologies. It's a deal worth more than $2 billion. Ecolab provides various cleaning and maintenance products. It is looking to expand into the energy market. And high unemployment's not just an American problem. The head of the International Labor Organization says there are 30 million more unemployed people around the world now than there were before the financial crisis started. Jeff Bellinger, Dow Jones Money Report.
Futures trading involves substantial risk.
Hi, everyone. I'm Larry Levin, president of TradingAdvantage.com. You may have seen me being interviewed on CV. I'm on there a lot talking about the market. My company is the leading educational firm teaching people how to become professional traders. My office is right here in the Chicago Board of Trade, and I've been on the trading floor for 22 years and ended up being one of the biggest traders in the S&P pit. Now I spend most of my time teaching people like you how to professionally day trade mini S&P futures. I actually wrote a book, How I Made $1.9 million Trading in Only a Few Short Years. Now I'm giving you one of my most successful trading techniques and my daily market report for free. Just leave me your email address on my voicemail. Call 800-288-0092, and I'll email you my free trading technique and daily market report to you for free. That's 800-288-0092. 800-288-0092.
Futures and options trading involves substantial risk and
Train endurance engineers spend their lives pushing our heating and cooling units to the brink. But they're like anyone else. They're born,
Who put food in the DVD player?
They go to school.
Whoever is putting whatever in the pencil sharpener, stop it.
And when they grow up, they put train units through every test imaginable.
Sir, the condenser coil is stuck in the pencil sharpener again.
They're the reason a train is so reliable. But where do they come up with the ideas?
It's hard to stop a train isn't just a slogan. It's a way of life at Train. And with budget-friendly financing options available on new train heating and cooling systems, having reliable year-round comfort can be your way of life. From August 15th to October 31st, 2012, get special financing or up to a $1,250 instant rebate when you purchase a qualifying train system. Visit trainsearch.com for complete program eligibility, details, and restrictions. That's trainsearch.com.
It's hard to stop a train. Really hard.
Hello, my name is Vicki, and I'm the branch manager at Discover Bank. With the annual percentage yield of 1.35% on a 3-year certificate of deposit, we are your savings destination. Our convenient location on Route 13 in Greenwood, Delaware, and extended lobby hours from 6 p.m. on weekdays to 1 p.m. on Saturdays makes it easy for you to bank with us. CD rate is based on a low $500 minimum balance and applies to a term of 3 years. The rate is valid as of September 24th, 2012. A penalty may be charged for early withdrawal. Visit us online at mydiscoverbank.com. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
All right, we are having breakfast at Jimmy's Grill. Been here since 5:30 because it's Friday. Every Friday we broadcast from this location. Candidate for Delaware's Clerk of the Peace is with us, David Eisenhower. Hi, David.
Good morning, Dan. How are you this morning?
Good to have you out here. We've talked to you before early in the morning, and now here you are joining us a little later on. There are 3 candidates running for this Sussex County-wide office, Clerk of the Peace. You are one of them. You have a Democrat and a Republican opponent. You are a Libertarian, campaigning more openly and hard than any other Libertarian I've seen in the first state. So
that's because I intend to win.
He intends to win.
Yes,
Tell us why. How what do you got? How do you get people over the whole I don't want to vote for something I don't understand kind of feeling? This is a weird party. I never heard of it.
You provide a clear platform for everyone, and you go out there and you push your platform. And in a strange kind of way, I've already been victorious at this. The other day I heard John Brady saying he was going to balance the budget of the Marriage Bureau.